This damn fly is gonna piss me off.
Production review.
You're fine.
Good.
All right.
I guess when we're ready to go, we're ready to go.
Let me,
Wow, we're like way behind today.
Oh, you're right?
yeah, you're gonna speed through.
What's that?
You gotta speed through. And your mic is on, just so we're aware.
Okay. Let's see, this is on.
We're streaming.
How long till you go on?
What's that?
How long till you go on?
Until I go on?
Yeah.
He's more the production.
I'm the
mediator.
production mediator, so you're going to be doing the switching. I'm just making sure that this is coming up.
All right.
Hold on 1 second, Chuck. Hey, we have. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna shut that off so we don't screw anything up. All right, we are streaming and you are live.
I am live. Hi, welcome back to Udicci.TV. It's been quite a day so far. I want to thank you for kind of bearing with us there as we're a couple minutes late getting to tonight's show. Hopefully you caught the earlier shows today, the social entrepreneurship and afternoon cocktail with Amanda Ashton. I got to tell you, if you didn't hear Chris Wilson, you need to go back and check out her show. You know, somebody said that he had a voice like an angel, and honestly, his music it really just hits to your soul. So anyways, so tonight we're going to get going, and last week, for those of you who were able to tune in, couldn't tune in, we had a bit of an issue that it wasn't on the Udicci.TV side. As much as scheduling in our location, they had just kind of scheduled a few too many people, and we kind of bowed out gracefully and took the night off. And after about 3 months of running strong, we actually enjoyed a Thursday night off. So thank you for coming back and being with us again tonight. And we're going to kind of pick right up with where we left off. The last time that we were on, and Tess should be joining me shortly, we were talking about purpose and trying to understand the purpose in your life. And we got to a point where Tess had shared a couple really good stories, and and she kept saying it's all about letting go. And tonight I kind of want to talk about what that really means, is letting go and trying to live on our purpose. And we just want to do a little bit of a recap. And if you will, when we were talking about purpose last time, we went through some of the real basics and really the very core definitions of what it means to live on your purpose, or what the word purpose actually means. And we did dictionary.com tells us it's the reason for which something exists or is done or made or used. And it's the intended or desired result. And as a verb, it is to set as an aim or an intention or a goal for oneself, and it is to resolve. And when we think about that in our lives, and you think about the fact that we have a purpose, if we have no purpose, why is it we're here online? Why are we alive even? Is it really just that evolution dropped us here? And if that's what you believe, well, that's fine. But even with that, is there purpose behind it? I very much believe that we have a purpose for our lives, and more what it is, I believe that I'm seeing it's identifying that gift that I believe each one of us has, and learning how to use that gift for the good of others and not for yourself. And we talked a little bit about that earlier with Amanda Ashley on Afternoon Cocktail. It's really identifying that gift that you have and growing it. And growing it in such a way that it's not there to benefit you. That it's actually there to benefit those around you. That it's about actually creating relationship and using your gift for the betterment of the relationships that are around you. We also talked last time a little bit about purpose, that the etymology of the word, which is really interesting, it actually means to put forth by design. One of the descriptions I had that I thoroughly enjoyed was that it was the theme of discourse. And when I think about what that theme of discourse means, it's really sort of that conversation that's kind of going on in your own mind, or maybe it is the conversation that you're having with other people. And oftentimes there's so much noise in the world. There's so much that's going on we almost lose track about what it is that we're talking about. And it started to look at the heart of the matter as to why it is that you care about a thing. And it's really easy enough to start identifying your purpose when you start realizing what is it that angers you. You know, when you watch all that stuff flowing through on your news feed on Facebook, and you know, why is it you stop at some videos or some posts, and why do you share some posts, and why do you comment on some, and why do you stand against others? In those moments, take the opportunity to look at yourself, sit down, and honestly remove yourself from the equation. I think what I'm finding more and more is that every time we think that we are important individually, we hinder ourselves, we stop ourselves from actually understanding why it is we exist. And in fact, we stop ourselves from becoming the greatest self that we can become. And it seems something of a paradox to think that we actually must remove our own wants and our own opinions and our own just selfish nature. We got to get rid of it and figure out how we can use what we know to be good inside of us for others. And when we do that, we start to recognize the strength and the goodness that is within us, and it manifests. It grows. And we start to see that, indeed, this is our best life. And every time we start to realize this is our best life, we need to be very cautious to not go back to the time that we thought it was all about us. So for the most part, when we talked about our purpose, it was about finding that thing that is within you. Finding that thing that maybe was within your family. Right down to the very roots of your being that says, this is what you are supposed to produce with your life. And if you want to live a fulfilled life, I can assure you, you will never find it by chasing only what it is you want. What your emotions tell you that you want or even need in this moment. You will never find fulfillment by living only for yourself. For we are indeed relational beings, and we need to pursue what it means to be in relationship with one another, setting aside that which we think we're entitled to, and seeking instead to love those around us, those who have fed into our lives, those that we can feed. Only then will we begin to truly understand our true purpose. Now, we had talked a little bit about Maslow's hierarchy of needs last time. And we talked about that once your basic needs are met, we begin going through, from sustenance to self-actualization, which is where we start to look at and understand the true motivation for all of our actions. And it is a matter of, this is that paradigm again, we reaching a point where we realize the reason we exist. And we need to kind of begin letting go of all of those preconceptions that we have. And we need to be letting go of all the stuff the world is talking about and all that noise that is around us. We need to begin letting go of that so that we can actually see and feel and experience that greater amount that is within us. So that was a little bit about our last show, and we're going to begin kind of picking it up right from there. And Tess will be joining here shortly and just kind of doing a recap on that. So, again, last time we talked a little bit about this. It was simply this, that we talked about how to identify your purpose. We said that identifying your purpose begins with truly knowing who you are. What do you love to do? Is it write, cook, design, whatever else it is? And a great question that we came up with, which was, what do you think you're supremely qualified to teach? And that is that it's just like there's something within you that's saying this message has to get out. Not that you're necessarily ready to teach it, but there's something that you just need the world to hear. We said to identify your purpose, it's to start to look at and what is your highest goal? What is that aspiration that you see yourself, that you believe can be done, and that it should be done? Not necessarily that you think you can do it, but that it must be done. And then we went into saying to understand and appreciate our mission, we must look beyond ourselves, as it was that I just got done talking about. And that is kind of where we left off. We started thinking, how is it that we can see our greater self? And we said, you know what? Once we start discovering what our purpose is, we need to let go. And that is where we kind of left off last time, and we were just getting ready for Tess to talk about what she means by letting it go. So with that, we're going to go ahead and bring Tess up, and she's going to share a little bit about letting go. You've got tea.
Yes.
Ooh, I like tea.
Well, I just ate, and I ate something fried. So whenever I eat something fried, I drink hot tea after.
Does it help?
Oh yeah, it settles your stomach. You drink cold soda over fried food, that grease solidifies in your stomach.
There you go.
Who knew?
Tea 101. Tea 101. All right, so I know I was kind of doing Phil.
Yeah.
I was just Phil.
I know.
Phil. So what I did is I just kind of recapped our last show, which was us talking about how to identify your purpose and what it means to identify your purpose. And literally, as you just heard, we were talking about like letting go. And last time we really didn't get the opportunity to explore what it means to letting go. And I think, if I recall, correct me, that letting go is really that first step in realizing how to live on purpose or in your purpose.
Right. Because if you recognize your purpose, and we had talked about that, some of us believe that we have a purpose, and others don't necessarily believe that. And I think they're wrong too. But okay, I know. And my grandson actually told me. He said, "I heard you mention it." He said, "Yeah, you mentioned your name a few times."
Oh, okay. And we're not really saying you're wrong if you don't think you have a purpose. We're just saying give it a chance. Maybe there's something out there. Anyways, what I wanted you to do, if you don't mind, is I'd like you to kind of share your story about how you discovered your purpose again, so we can kind of pick right back off with where it went.
Okay.
So, I mean, are you okay with doing that? All right. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to sit back and enjoy, and maybe I'll go grab a tea.
Well, what I think what happened in my case was I suffered a catastrophic illness. I always believed that we are here for some reason, and spend a lot of my life searching for that. And then in 2001, 9/11 was 2001, 2001, I had a brain aneurysm that burst 2 times. And the first time I thought it was just a bad headache because I had headaches every day, so I laid down on the floor, grabbed my dog and said, "Ugh, my head is killing me." And took 2 Tylenol and went to bed. And that was the week of 9/11.
Oh, wow.
A month to the day on October 11, I was giving a presentation in class because I was working and going to school, and aneurysm burst a second time in the middle of the presentation. So long story short, that day I didn't make it back home, and I was in the hospital for a month. I was only supposed to be there for a few days, but ended up being there for a month. They didn't expect me to leave. They kept sending the chaplain and not the social worker. And I developed blood clots in my lungs, and I had heart problems, and they just didn't expect me to go home. And it was very difficult for me because I was in a lot of physical pain. And my surgeon actually said he'd never seen that much blood in someone's head in all his life, because my brain had been hemorrhaging for months without me knowing it.
Wow.
And at the time, my daughter was pregnant with my now 12-year-old grandson, and I was crying. They said, "I'm never going to see the baby," and all those things. Anyway, I survived it. I'm here. I was very fortunate. I didn't go into a coma. I can talk. I can speak. I have a whole host of problems, but I am here. And so whenever something like that happens, people always say, well, God had a reason. There's something that you're meant to do. And so then that's when I really set the quest of, well, if I survive, then that means I am. There is something I'm supposed to do. So what is that? And I explored many different things, and in this piece I shared with you, at that point I thought that I really began to believe that my purpose was to be my mother's daughter.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I believed that my purpose was to be my mother's daughter, to be my mother's child, to do those, to bring what I brought to her life. My mother loved children. She didn't want a lot of children. She only wanted one. I was the only one. But I had lived most of my life trying to do things to make her happy, to satisfy her. So I came to believe that that was my purpose, was to be my mother's child and make her proud of me. And then she passed. And the piece that I had written, I went back and realized that I wrote this piece when I was at a very, very, very low point in my life. I was in that fly is back in here. That fly
I was
is
trying
back.
to kill it earlier.
And if I had 15 minutes prep time, he'd be dead. But anyway, I was in a really dark place at that point, and I believed that that was my purpose. I have since, and I started talking about that last time, come to find out through working on the genealogy on my father's, both sides, but on my father's side of the family, finding out that I come from a family of healers. That my father's people in all various ways and shapes and forms are healers. And that in the end, I realized probably about 6 months ago, was that there wasn't anything specific I needed to do. That I just needed to continue living my life the way I was living my life, because I have always been open. People have always been comfortable coming to me and telling me the most intimate details about their lives. And whether it was in a professional capacity as a supervisor, or just meeting friends or complete strangers. So once I recognized that I was really a healer and that my job was to listen. So now when people approach me, I just sit down and I listen. I let them tell me whatever it is that they need to tell me. If it's something that I feel that I can give them advice on, I will do that. If it's not, I just let them talk. And I have found that 9 times out of 10, whether it's a stranger or not, people will say to me, you know, you really helped me a lot and I needed that. And oftentimes I think, but I didn't say anything. But maybe they just needed someone to listen. Not judge, but just, not even give advice, but just to listen. And so I opened myself up.
Let me ask you,
to do it.
how did you learn to listen?
Well, I was always a listener.
Okay.
I was always a listener, partly because I'm curious, partly because I'm interested in other people's stories. I'm interested in other cultures, other languages, and in order to do that, you have to listen.
Okay.
And so I've always been a listener. I'm compassionate, empathetic, and that if you're compassionate and empathetic, it's easy to listen.
Okay. All right.
It's really easy to listen.
So you kind of came to the realization what your purpose was. Now let me ask you: do you want to read this and then go on and talk about what letting go? I think that would make sense, right? It says, okay, so
I'll read it, and then again, I will say that I wrote this. This is actually part of, I think I wrote 5 pieces, and then 6 months later, I went back to write the final piece, and I read these, and I said, "We cow, was I depressed?"
isn't that why? Yeah.
Was I depressed? And by that point, I would say I still believe that my purpose was to be my mother's child. But I've since come to another conclusion. So this piece is called Letting Go. And there's a quote at the end that I think is really, really on target. But I start out with, this is a quote from a song from the jazz singer Liz Wright. "I'm going to ride this pain like a wave. Lord, make me over. I don't want to be afraid. And when my time has come and gone, I don't want to be the one who can't let go." So I think on so many levels, whether you're talking about romance, whether you're talking about health issues, or whatever it is, you don't want to be the one that can't let go. So I really felt drawn to that line in the song. So this is what I wrote. "Recently, something has come over me. There's a calmness and peace that I felt. I feel as though whatever it is that I was yet to accomplish has finally been completed, and it's time to move on to the next life. I no longer have that feeling of wanting to give up but not knowing how. The struggle is over, and I realized it wasn't about giving up, which implies some sort of weakness, but instead being ready to let go and move on. Once this peace came over me, I've become very productive. It's as if a great weight has been lifted. I've had to let go of some pretty important things in the past 7 years. I rescinded my wife persona. My persona as working professional was taken away from me. My wanderlust burns as strong as ever, but the freedom to travel has been taken away. You can't do that to a gypsy. I live as a caged animal and pray every day that I don't lose the right to drive. My pursuit of further formal education was taken away from me midway to the finish line. The hopes of small business ownership are dashed. Searching for my purpose in life for so long, I finally came up with the answer a year ago. My purpose was to be my mother's child and all that it entailed. Something so simple, but out of grasp for so long. We had a spiritual and sacred bond that remains. When she passed, I felt lost, but once I realized she was my purpose, I no longer mourned her loss. It was her time, and I celebrate her life. She walks beside me always, and I see her in my dreams. In this past year, I have watched Athena, that's my daughter, mature into a young woman and mother. Finally, I have let go of Athena the child and welcomed her as a woman. I'm very proud of her. In Nigeria and Kanaja, she has 2 very strong children. Her little family does not need me to survive. As much as I didn't think what Louis and I did as parents sunk in, I realized that Athena has absorbed it all. She, of course, has not finished her journey of growth, but she will. Finally, finding him was the final accomplishment needed before the end of life's journey. Loving him was the hardest thing to let go of because some things remembered are not meant to be forgotten. How do you let go of eternal love? I know he's always open and only a heartbeat away, but I'm lost and I can't find my way home. The only way my soul can rest is to let go. Letting him go means forsaking the tribe and the prospect of great adventure. It's all been packed away and compartmentalized. The gesture box has been closed for this lifetime. And then this is a quote by an unknown author that I read somewhere. To let go is not to adjust everything to my desires, but to take each day as it comes and cherish myself in it. And I just thought that was a great quote. So there's a whole lot of stuff.
Now there's a whole lot of stuff there. Do you think, as I'm going through this, do you think that your purpose, I don't want to say changes, but during different seasons of your life appears differently?
I do think that happens. I think you're born with it and it's there.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think it's there. And I think that's when I came full circle. When I finally said, I realized my purpose was to be a healer. But then reflecting on my life, I realized all I had to do was continue doing what I've been doing all along. Because what I was doing was healing people by giving them a place, a safe place where they could come and tell me their stories, whether it was painful or happy or sad or any of those things.
So in some ways, not in some ways, and we wouldn't normally see this as control, but when you talk about, I need to let my daughter, the child, go. As a parent,
Right.
there's a control, maybe is the wrong word, but in many ways, is that what we're doing? We're letting go of control?
It's not, I don't think it's so much I think we're allowing them to be. We're allowing them to be individuals and to grow up and become the people, because
Right.
they're grown up now. And so it's not even that our work is done, but the amount of guidance we have to give isn't as great.
I'm just, what is it we're letting go of?
We're letting go of the child.
We're letting go of the child.
We're letting go of the
And
child.
we're letting go of these other things that are doing what to us? What are they holding us back? Are we holding them back?
I don't think that those things necessarily hold us back, because I do think one of the things I also believe is that we're destined to travel a particular journey. There's a road that we're traveling. And that all the decisions we make, good or bad, are part of that journey.
Right.
That if we had the opportunity, I was married for 30 years and got divorced. If I had it to do all over again, I would probably still get married. Even though I got divorced and I wasn't necessarily happy for 30 years. But out of that relationship and out of those 30 years, I came out of it more fulfilled when I freed myself of it. Do you it's hard.
And I think that's it, right? This is a very difficult thing to understand, which is how to let go. And some of the things I kind of said was like, first off, it's accepting responsibility for ourselves.
Right.
It's the other day I was talking to somebody and I said, you know what, a lot of it is, it's literally the point where you're having the skin ripped off your soul so that your soul can be a free spirit. It's that it has to be like, you gotta just look at all those things that you're doing that is holding back yourself and others. And it's these little areas of pride that don't appear as pride. They're so easy to justify, but when you let them sink to your very core, you're actually manipulating life in a way, and that it's not meant to be. You gotta be free.
It's not an easy thing to do. I mean, I just said that if I had it to do over again, I probably would get married again. But I also realized that part of the reason I was married so long was because I was a healer. And I felt that I could heal my ex-husband. And so I stayed in that relationship trying to give, trying to heal, when in fact I had to mature and realize that first and foremost, before you can heal yourself, before you can love yourself, before you can love someone else, before you can love someone else, you have to love yourself. So if the person you're with doesn't love themselves and is not willing to be healed, then you have to let go.
And it's weird, like, you have to let them go for their own good.
And your
own good. And it's, there's like a fear to it.
There is.
There's fear from both sides because, as I started out the thing we talked about, I believe we're meant for relationship. And every time we risk letting that relationship go, it's like, well, what happens if it doesn't?
What happens now?
What happens now?
What happens
I'm
now?
alone. I'm alone. And I've just let it all go. Does it come back? Does it grow?
Does it change?
Does it change?
What happens? Because even there's the one paragraph, and in my life, and I wrote this, I think 2009 or something like that. I'm not even sure now. Well, it had been 7 years, so probably 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But the paragraph where I talked about letting go of my professional persona, letting go of not being able to travel. Well, I reached a point, even with the travel, where I made a decision. I'm a gypsy. I am supposed to travel. I'm willing to take the health risk because my quality of life is suffering because I can't be the gypsy and travel.
So here, you say the only way my soul can rest is to let go. Letting him go means forsaking the tribe in the prospect of a great adventure. Who's the tribe?
Well, that could be a topic for a whole other show.
Okay.
Even him.
Well,
because that is not about my ex-husband.
Right. Well, that's okay. All right. So.
What I will say related to that paragraph, though, is that once I decided to end my marriage, and again, even though I said I would do it all over again, because I wouldn't have gotten to point A if I hadn't gone through the journey to point B, was that when I did let go of the marriage, the butterfly emerged.
Yeah.
And once the butterfly emerged, then all those things that I talked about, my professional persona, my going to school, I found other ways to go to school. I took
There
voice
you
and
go.
piano
There you go.
lessons. You know, I started my own business. I ended up still
You,
starting. my own
you went out and experienced. You found new experiences.
because there was nothing holding me
There's
back.
nothing holding you back.
So it was important to let that relationship go in order to finish my journey.
Okay, is there a process to letting go that we can? Is it? How did you reach the point where you realized that you had to let go?
It wasn't, as far as the relationship was concerned, it wasn't that easy because we had known each other. We had not been together that long, but we had known each other. I met him on at my 16th birthday party.
Wow.
Okay, so we lived almost a lifetime together. I went off to college and those things. We were married.
You grew up together.
But we grew up together.
You guys formed
Right.
opinions about life together.
We went off to Alaska together and had an adventure in Alaska. So there was a lot of history, a lot of history. So to let go of that was not an easy task. But because of the catastrophic illness, I had to make a choice. Because you've probably heard, there often it's said that if a couple, even a couple that's been married a long time, if they experience a catastrophic illness of one of the partners, one of two things is going to happen. It's either going to bring them closer, or it's going to end the relationship.
Almost like that you reach a point where you recognize, I have one life. I know there's something greater to it, possibly. And I just need to be free to explore it. Or I have one life and I have all that I need in this life. I just want it to be greater.
Well, it's partly that, but it's also, for the partner who's ill, if you are not getting what you need from that other partner, after all this time, and you can't help but see the world differently when you've almost died. You can't go back to being, because that's what, and I've met other people who've had brain aneurysms, brain injuries, all kinds of things, and they have gone through the same thing with their partners. You get this, when I'm talking about in the negative situation, where that person says to you, but you're not the same anymore. You can't go through that and be the same anymore. That person just doesn't exist anymore.
So this metamorphosis, we'd like to believe that it feels like we've just been freed from bondage, and indeed there's probably a piece of that, but in reality, it's painful, it's frightening, it's confining in the fact that there's no restriction.
Exactly. You are literally free. And I realized that I had to let go of my marriage in order to heal myself. And I mean physically, emotionally, because I was sick.
Right.
And as long as my ex was trying to hold on to the person I used to be, I couldn't get better. And so I had to let that go.
Did you ever sit back and wonder why you couldn't let go of the person you were?
Yeah. Well, it was for the same. It was all for the same reasons of me growing up. I had a brain aneurysm when I was 48 years old. Okay, and we've known each other since I was 16. Okay, so at 48, I just wasn't the same person.
Yeah.
Right. Just in general.
You had life experiences. You had jobs that were like you had a life outside of him,
right?
And somehow he couldn't accept that you weren't that same person, and you wanted him to see it. You were like, no, this is who I am. Experience me with me, but you couldn't.
And understand, just understand that I'm literally confused. I don't know what's happened to me. I know that I'm here, and I'm lucky to be here, and I appreciate. But I can't just flip a switch and start cooking dinner and having it ready by 7 and just, everything is just not the same, because then you live every day like it's the last.
So let's just, for anybody who's listening, we'll come back, is that, and correct me if I'm wrong here, one thing to be that I'm hearing from you. It's not about looking at your spouse and blaming them
Oh, no.
at all.
No.
And if you're looking at your spouse or your parents or your brothers or your sisters or your friends or your community or whoever, and you're going, it's because of them that I am here. That's not it.
No,
Not at all.
Not at one point. Again, as I said, I probably stayed married maybe 10, 15 years too long.
Right.
Sick or not.
Right.
But I'm also a person who believes that if I make a commitment to something, regardless of what it is, my intention is to live by that commitment.
Mhm.
You know, oftentimes, I read something once when I wasn't that happy, before I got sick, that said, you're complaining about your spouse. Well, do you love them? Okay, well, if you love them, then quit complaining, because that's who they are.
That's a start.
Right?
That's a start.
Why are you complaining
And like,
if you love them?
how about open your eyes up to what you're not seeing?
Right.
Open your eyes up to what you're not seeing. In front of you is this whole person that they're sitting here going, here I am, see this part of me,
Right.
and all you want to do is look at that part.
Or change.
Or
that
change.
person.
Or agree to change together.
Right.
But definitely, what I don't want anybody to walk away from is sitting here going, I know my purpose, and that means that I can't be with my ex.
No,
because it's not true at all.
No.
And I don't hear you saying that
No,
at
you
all.
are responsible.
But you somebody who wants to hear that.
No.
And that's so. I think we see a lot of that in our society today. Very unfortunately, that people don't want to take their personal responsibility. They want to blame everybody else for where they are. And if you think everybody else is the problem, then you haven't found your purpose.
Right. And you're the problem.
And you're the problem. And you're the problem.
Everything starts within. I have never blamed anything that's happened to me on anyone else.
Right.
I am responsible for me. I am responsible for my decisions, good or bad. I'm responsible for my life choices, good or bad. I married the person I married because I decided to do that, and therefore, like I read, if you love the person, quit complaining.
That's about it.
Or if you're unhappy, leave.
Do something about it.
Do something about it. So it's no different to me whether it's a job, a relationship, or whatever it is. If it's not satisfying, then don't blame the other person. And I really believe that sometimes you can blame. There's certain cause and effect. But in general, I've always lived by, it is what it is. We don't have to find fault.
And I think you just hit on something incredibly important. Yes, if you're married, if you're in a relationship, brother, sister, mother, whatever it is what it is. You are responsible for yourself. But the way people speak to you, if they don't take your emotions into consideration, we are all human. We all want to lash out. We all want to protect ourselves. None of us want to be hurt. So every now and then, you're going to react in a way that maybe not be good, and they're going to react back. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody in a relationship has to change to get better. That's an absolute piece. So I want to kind of talk about living on purpose and kind of finish up tonight on living on purpose. But just so we're kind of here is, after people have started to really identify their purpose, what we're finding and what we're learning about is, after you know that purpose, or after you really, and I don't think you're going to have it absolutely clear. Not always. It's like you got to find it. You got to start letting go. And that letting go is stripping naked to scream, if you will. And that's stealing a lyric from one of my favorite bands. And that's it. It's stripping naked to scream. It's pulling apart your flesh down to your soul and letting it all go. And then once you've been emptied of all of that animosity and all of that buildup and all of that anger and hate and fear and all of that other stuff, once you're empty, now begin.
Exactly. And I think one of my former coworkers said to me, this is after I stopped working, she said, well, how are you doing? I said, great. I said, my quality of life is the best it's ever been. And she said, but look at what you had to go through.
That's it.
And I said, you know what? It was worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it.
It was worth it, and I think part of the reason it was so easy for me to let go is because, in my case, with the brain injury I have, all my inhibitions are gone, and so I don't suppress anything anymore. Not repress. I don't suppress anything. All my inhibitions are gone.
Wow.
Because pre-brain aneurysm, I wouldn't even be sitting here.
Yeah.
I would be too nervous. But now it's all out there and I'm okay.
So, I guess so we can kind of wrap this up. After you go through this letting go process, and you don't have to wait till it, because honestly, it's a long-term process.
Exactly.
You don't but you'll know when you start going through it, you're going to feel it like, oh, this is the part that sucks.
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah, this is the hard. Okay, I have to. Yeah. Well, for me, I think like this.
Yeah.
This was the hard part.
This is the part that sucks, but it doesn't mean you have to wait until it's done sucking and to start moving forward. So I want to kind of talk about now what it means to live on your purpose. And one of the things I came up with was this: is after you know your purpose and you start how do you go about figuring out what your mission is with that purpose, right? Because it's kind of like your purpose is something of a gift that was put inside of you and you've now developed it and you need to give it away.
Right.
So now you've got to get on a mission to give it away. And here's the thing, it's like yours is healing, but it's not like I'm going to heal the world. You could be, but it's going to be, I'm going to heal those who come to me.
I'm going to heal those who come to me, and those who come to me, because it ties into what you just said. It's about sharing.
Yeah.
It's about sharing. And so, how I am practicing now is, again, if someone approaches me and says, Taz, I heard you speak, and can we sit down? I give them the time, I sit there and I listen. On the other hand, if I meet someone as I've met entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
like myself, small. Today, I went back to the apartment complex where I used to live. And the maintenance guy is still living there, but I want his 4-bedroom apartment. So I said, when are you going to leave? but long story short, he told me he started a business.
Oh.
And so we started talking about our businesses. So I started sharing. So one of the things I shared, of course, I said, I do a show on YouTube, which is Udicci.TV. You should come and you can talk about your business.
Yeah.
So
did you have a card?
I did get cards. I did get cards. But he came up, he's doing something with pets, and they're doing a cancer walk with the pets, and doing all this pause for cancer or something like that.
Oh.
And so, as I meet these small business people, I tell them everything I've learned to date. I tell them, I've started with a couple of them saying, let's get together every week.
Yeah.
And talk about what we need to do. So we have someone else that says, did you do this? So to me, I'm now on my mission of healing and giving. And
that's it. That's exactly. So where I wanted to go with this is your mission is it's not going to be all of humanity. It's going to be, I need to do this. Now it could be very big, huge.
Right.
But yours really is in this entrepreneurial realm.
Right.
And the healing in that, and that's not to say if somebody's not an entrepreneur, you're going to be like, yeah, go away.
No, because I get tons of those.
But your mission is in that, your mission field is in that entrepreneurial realm. And if when people start to find their purpose, if they start listening, and you're going to start being surrounded time and again, and you're going to start going, this is more than coincidence. There's just no way that this is coincidence. You're going to go, okay, I need to listen a little bit more. I need to be aware a little bit more of how it is that no matter where I end up, entrepreneurs are there. Somebody's starting a business. Yours might be dogs, cats, baking, whatever it is. You're going to be serving a small segment of humanity.
Because even with my experiences dealing with the disability system, if I meet someone who's struggling, I tell them, call this place, they can help you. Call this place, they can help you. Call this place. It's sharing. It's sharing.
And then there's another big thing. Once you figure out your purpose, once you start figuring out your mission, you're probably going to look at this big, huge mission you're being sent on and go, ain't no way I'm going to be able to do that. No way I'll be able to do that.
It can be done.
It is highly unlikely You are prepared to accomplish your mission. Go forward. It does not matter. Go forward. You will be prepared. Just go forward with confidence, with encouragement, and know that you will be prepared. When you arrive at the place you need to be, you will be prepared for it. Keep taking steps forward. Listen. Keep your eyes open. Learn.
I said in here, my little family doesn't need me anymore. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
I thought they didn't, but they do.
They do.
I thought I'd never see my grandson. There he is.
And in fact, that was the not truth. What's happened is it's probably more than ever.
Right.
And they don't necessarily, and that's the thing. People, you just gotta get it. Keep yourself out of it. Keep that strip naked aspect and go, fill me. Fill me. Don't think you're there to fill everybody else. Listen, learn, and then take your gift and go, here you go.
There you go. That's right.
That's what you have. You have one gift. There's a zillion out there that people want to pour into you, and you need to be willing to take that love that people want to pour into you and accept it, and then turn around and go, thank you. Thank you. So that's a part of living on purpose, is just to
And just keep moving forward.
Keep
You
moving
never give
forward.
up. You just keep moving forward.
know what, yeah, it'll identify itself, but know that you have a purpose and that you have a mission, and as long as you commit to that mission, you will accomplish it. So you will find yourself surrounded by like-minded people. Join with them. Encourage one another. Be accountable to one another. That's what it means to live on purpose, right? You are intentionally going out to do something, and you intend to achieve that final ultimate goal. It's not some willy-nilly thing. It is a commitment. It is an absolute. It's going to get done. You have no idea how it's going to get done, but you keep moving forward. You live on purpose. You wake up every day and you say, how could I get more out of today than I got yesterday? Do I need to wake up an hour earlier? Do I need to go to bed an hour earlier? Do I need to cut out some Facebook time? Do I need to cut out some television time? You will begin to want to find ways of finding time to live in your purpose.
And a lesson I really learned, and I didn't learn it through catastrophic illness. I learned it going through the teen years with my daughter. Is that
there you go.
Sometimes you have to live 1 second at a time. Not a day at a time, not a week at a time, not even a minute at a time, but 1 second. Just get through that second.
I love that, because
Get through that second.
for myself, who's not that natural listener, that's what I want to be. I want to be in this second going, what do you say? I want to only take in as much of you as you're willing to give, because that's it. Fill me.
Right.
Fill me. And it may sound rude, it may seem like I'm taking, but she wants to share. And I'm like, I want to share. She wants to share. I want to share. I want to share this life with
and
others.
And if you open yourself up, people will come.
Yes, they will.
People will come.
If you build it, they will come. A couple more practical things to living on purpose is to set goals.
Yeah.
Set some goals. Make some plans. And here's the reality. I want to let everybody in on a little secret. You're going to make about 50 plans, none of which are going to go as you planned. But you're going to find out after you went through all those 50 and you go back and go, wait, I didn't do a single one of them. You're going to be that much closer to your goal. You make plans, and when you begin to act on those plans, what ends to happen is it's so much easier. It's like a flower blooming. It's like, look at all that this is before you, that you can get rid of half of the plans, and you keep going toward the goal, and all of a sudden more is open to you. And it just keeps revealing itself time and time again.
And when you set your goals, you should know yourself well enough that your goals are realistic.
Yes.
You know, we can sit down and make all these lists of lofty goals, but if you know, I'm not getting up at 6 o'clock to do this, then why say
then
at 6 o'clock I'm gonna
don't
do
set
it?
yourself up for failure.
You need to understand yourself and your ability to control your actions, think through what you need to do, and set your goals realistically. And if you need someone to help you do that, I have found recently in working with my business that I needed to return to school.
Yeah.
I needed to return the score because I'm not exactly floundering, but I know I'm moving into the next level of the unknown, and I need some guidance.
You need some guidance, you want some support, you want some encouragement, those are good things. A couple other practical pieces. Learn time management.
Yeah.
Learn time management and learn time management. Learn about priorities. Stay focused on your priorities.
And don't sweat the small stuff.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Hey, we started 8 minutes late, whatever. We're good.
This is Gorilla TV.
Be accountable. Super uncomfortable. Be accountable. But I gotta tell you what, being accountable is nowhere near as hard as that ripping open your soul. So be accountable. Manage yourself. Really. Do what you have to do. Don't think everybody else is gonna do it for you. Manage yourself. Make mistakes. Make lots of mistakes. And understand that it doesn't matter. Just learn from them. And try not to make them again.
Well, the only way you know not to do it is to do it.
And just call me. I probably made all the mistakes. Yeah, I'll make another couple.
Well, I mean, that's the nice part, I think, about supporting one another, whether it's parents supporting parents or business owners supporting business owners, is because you don't necessarily want to have to reinvent the wheel every time.
That's it. That's
You
it.
know?
There's a quote by Henry David Thoreau, and he says, "What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals." And I think that that's what I would love to let everybody leave everybody with. The perseverance is not about accomplishing your goals. It's not about some worldly end, and I'm going to make $1 zillion in the end. What you find when you persevere, you start to discover a person that you can respect, and it is yourself. You start to find a person that you know has value, and it is yourself. And you start to find a person that you can love, and to your point earlier, then you can be loved.
Right. And you can love someone else.
And you can love
if you
somebody
don't love
else.
yourself, how can anyone else love you?
That's exactly it. So it looks like our show is going to about to come to end, which is great timing.
Perfect
We kept it
timing.
Right on
Not
time.
here.
I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Let's control cue that. And tag is here, which means
Tag is
there's
here.
no more real talk. There's no more sincere, move forward, good talk. It's tag. What?
It's tag time.
We were having real heartfelt stuff, and you always come in, you know.
My knees hurt. I'm going home.
All right. So give us a couple minutes, and we'll get the real celebrities up here tonight. So with that,
Good
last
stuff.
words. Last words.
Hang in there and keep moving forward.
God bless. All right.
Good. Good stuff.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good.
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh, you want me to ask? Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so Chuck, does it make sense to break this out? Does it make more sense to break this out? Stop it and I broke it up.
What's up, man? I got 4 Wi-Fi because that's the school.
What were you saying about Verizon?
No, I think I caught a virus off of your damn phone.
Oh, no.
Little catch videos in his chair.
They have
Sit on that right there.
and
Bag.
second sound. That building and the
I would've
Anderson
took it.
building, a couple other buildings with.
When I started.
They open up their studios and you can go and buy and look. And so Tish took me the first Friday. So we went to the Anderson building, we went to
Good.
Hunger.
Good.
And they have all different size spaces. I went to that. I called them.
How we doing, Tim? You got it under control?
We are under control. You guys ready?
I gotta go to see that.
You want
You know, I
Guys ready?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, let me get this back. Go ahead. You got time. I gotta reload. I reloaded. What?
You got
Hello?
Did you have to bring the fries?
I already did all that.
Can you give me some water? Well, I just like how long we got. Please.
Get
Wow. Must have left the real impression on me.
Who you right over here?
Be high, but there's no ice. You alright? There's no ice, Tag.
I'm fine. I'll take it. I'll take it one time.
It's right there, the one that says water on the gun. No, it says water on the gun. There's a gun going into the sink. There's one of the ones that says water. So, well, how many responses did you get about the pet peeve of laughing?
Only the one. But you know what? I don't think I shared it on my regular stream.
Yeah. It's, I got a couple friends that are married to or with funny laughers or awkward laughers. Like I said, I just want to laugh.
And that's a dry relationship. I love to laugh. I
And
want to laugh.
we're good with it. You got one of those laughs, I mean, damn.
See, here's the thing. I'm a cackler. I am
You're
a
a
cackler. But, you know, I've had a friend tell me you're so beautiful, but you laugh. Like,
Right,
I don't know where it comes from. But I was dating a guy who had like a Fran Drescher laugh. Oh, I could do it. Yes. And then it was like a Fran Drescher / SpongeBob type part. I was like, this might be a deal breaker. You ready? We might have to talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We got a little bit of time.
In Tinder.
And showtime. All right, everybody now. Showtime. Well, Tag, of course, is texting.
No, I'm trying to load this in.
It's just generation nowadays. But welcome back, Real Talk 360 with your host, Julio.
Ronnie D.
And that guy. But just coming back another week. We weren't here last week, so we did a rerun, which was the first time in the last, 6 months? So that was pretty cool. Tag's trying to figure out his phone over there. I don't know what's what. It's a Galaxy 5, just to show you that he's not good with technology.
I'm saying I have service down here. We was just talking about
It says no internet connection. I got full Wi-Fi.
I got service too.
What is going on?
My
So
phone
your
is
Wi-Fi
cracked.
out. Maybe the Wi-Fi is
I
not.
cracked my phone. My phone is good. So, we'll go ahead when we come to load up. And we'll welcome everybody back. This week, our special guest is the lovely Veronica Dasher.
You went too far.
So, too far?
Went too far.
Too far. And of course, the always,
Crotchety, ornery,
yeah, what else?
crispity, crunchy, crackety, peanut buttery. Tag.
Tag, yes, I like that. That was nice.
What is wrong with you? Like you had issues.
You my buddy. You brought me water, so I'll leave you alone.
Look, you don't know what I put in that water though. Hashtag
So-
Hashtag you put a Sealy on me.
I did a who?
Sealy.
Whatever that is.
Color purple.
Sure, we'll go with that. Alright, okay, it's up.
So, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed whatever show was re-aired last week. We were kind of busy. I was getting ready for the festival, which we're going to talk about. And Tag was, I don't know what Tag was doing. He's out there somewhere. What were you doing? What were you doing last Thursday?
Thursday. Last Thursday, we didn't do the show because we didn't do the show. Because it was other issues. It wasn't because of me. I did not miss one show. That was the first show I missed.
I had a reason for not being here.
You're always on
I was at the
vacation.
festival.
That's fine.
I was
took
working,
over.
so I'm saying, what were you doing? They didn't take over.
No, because you told me that they weren't doing anything because of some party or whatever, and there was nothing. They were. Where's
I
Ted?
told you they were doing
Hey,
it.
Chuck, did you guys do the show last week?
No. Okay, in the daytime.
Okay, but you didn't do the nighttime. Okay, so it's not my fault.
Okay, it's not
What?
It's not my fault. I didn't.
No, I told him why he
He's trying to
showed
say
up.
that I didn't show up. I could have still done the show. I was prepared to do the show alone. I'm a one-man band. I can do this.
I'm there with you. But 2 weeks ago, Julio was gone with Free Row.
Yeah,
Whoa. We don't want to go back there. Hold on right there.
So anyway, we're live again today. We'll come back with the guests next week, but we got a lot to talk about. A lot.
It's been a while since it's been just us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why we're gonna make.
And we do have a lot to cover.
We got a lot to cover. We're gonna cover it because every time we have a guest, we don't get to cover it.
Thank you.
Nice. He told us.
I got her water and I tell her she smells
Oh,
good.
that deserves a hair rub.
Uh-oh.
Not nice.
So,
I didn't even say it. You said
yeah, but he said it.
nice.
So who was our last guest? Our last guests were Orlando from the festival and Gina and Sylvia from the parade. So we'll talk about both the parade and the festival today, and we'll keep it moving. So what do we got? It's on Sylvia. We're all at the parade.
I try to say, you know, when I see her, when they were finished the parade, they were going up to the stage, I guess. I didn't know that at first, but I tried to stop and say hi. And I wanted to say, you know, I said, congratulations, good job. I told her good job. And she just kept it moving like she didn't know him. Like, so when I see her, I got a bone of people too.
Yeah.
At first she did that to me too. I think she
I got
was
a
so
bone.
focused.
She was nasty. She was nasty.
Hey, listen, I stopped you. I gave you a compliment. All you had to do was say thank you. I'm sorry. Keep it moving.
She was focused.
She really was
She was
focused. Like it took
focused.
her a while to actually see me and realize I was waving, and she was like,
I know how to do business, still stop and say hi to
Need a
everybody.
picture
She might not.
of
She could have been in her zone.
Yeah, listen, I know how to be this.
Don't let me get in my zone. Don't let me get in my zone.
You know, you're here on a temporary basis. I think we need to start thinking about some other guests to have on.
I don't think I'm temporary. I think that, you know how like, I remember that show Melrose Place where they would say Heather Locklear was a special guest star, but she was on like every episode. I'm kind of like that.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'm still temporary.
Dude, I made this show. What are you talking about temporary? There is no freak without frack. There's no pork without beans.
Except for those 2 weeks when Julio's gone.
Yeah, and I held it down. I want to see, you know what? I can't wait to go on vacation. I want to see how this show runs without me. It will be bow and ring. 2 words, bow and ring, okay? That's what this show will be.
It would be so empty without me.
I can't believe that.
Where is he going? What is he? This is the beginning of the show. You usually walk off towards the middle of the end.
Hashtag.
Hashtag needs
Let's
work.
hashtag.
Uh-oh, here we go.
All right, let's do it.
I want to start off a hashtag, a very prominent hashtag. Hashtag, I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I want to get a hashtag shout out to the first female NBA coach.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I don't remember her name, but she's with the San Antonio Spurs, and I guess she was with the female team for like, well, I don't know how many years. And I mean, the Spurs are not doing this for publicity. Popovich knows what he's doing. He's not bringing her on just to showcase. He's bringing her on obviously because she has something to bring to the table. Hashtag the first female NBA coach.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Assistant coach, right?
Assistant, yeah, but nevertheless, a coach.
Oh yeah, no, there's never been
It's a coach.
So heck yeah. Hashtag, we talked about it already, but we're going to talk about it more in detail. 45th Annual Puerto Rican Festival. Hashtag 0 incidents. Hashtag haters can't do nothing to us. Hashtag the parade. Sylvia, Gina Cruz, and everybody that put that together.
Hashtag Leticia did her thing in the parade.
Hashtag
She did her
Leticia,
thing.
Anastasia.
Hashtag I don't want to be around water for a while. Hashtag my ears are still clogged up.
Oh yeah, hashtag the dunk tank.
Oh.
At the Puerto Rican Festival. I'm like, what are you talking
You know what I
about?
want?
Yes.
You know what I was
I
thinking
remember
about?
that.
You know what I was thinking
We'll talk
about?
that.
You know what I was thinking about? We need to start seeing who can raise the most money on that one because I'm telling you, I had it going hard.
You feel the same way? I feel the same way too. I think I went non-stop between, and I was only on for 45 minutes.
I had 2 kids that spent like $40 each.
And I had, yeah.
Two kids.
But
Trying to dump you in the
the same
Yeah, they
kids,
did only one English.
the same kids are every year, all the time.
Dude, they were
That's
there.
what they
I had the
do.
kids like this. Every swing, they were like,
Yep, that's what they
my
do.
arm's killing me. But they were there. They kept dropping their money. I had a whole bunch of kids. I had this little girl. I think she has a disability. That was the most adorable thing right there. I was like, bring her in close, and then somebody dumped me just for her. It was cool. I had a great time doing it. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. It was my first time. I thought it was going to be maybe 1 or 2, maybe 5 people, maybe 10.
Yeah, right.
But man, it was nonstop. I think I went at 10 like 30, 40 times.
Yep.
And it was worth it, man. And I think, I don't know, if it went to a good cause, if it doesn't, it probably should. But I want to see who raises the most money next year. I'll do it again next year to see who raises it. Because I was talking smack. I was enjoying myself.
You know, we could probably do something to figure it out. But let me see what other hashtags we have. Hashtag, David D. Will Williams.
Yes.
Hashtag Hood Prayer. I tried to go, he was having one today over on Thurston and Milton. Basically just gets all the cats from the corners to come through and do a hood prayer. So hashtag that brother right there and everything.
We're doing prayer for that mosquito he just killed.
That's right. Hashtag everything that he does. Man of God apparel.
Rock baby.
Rock made me. All of that. This dude right there is definitely onto something big, and I think obviously he's got the biggest thing on his side, which is God. So definitely hashtag to him, his wife, his beautiful family, and I'm looking to see a lot of big things coming. We should have him on the show. I was actually thinking about it when we come in here. Hashtag Easy Work as well, who does all the community events. We're going to talk about him as well. Exercise throughout the community, free community exercise events. So in an era where all these gyms are popping up and they want $65 a month, $100 a month, where you can go and train, these guys are doing it for free. And it's funny because it started off with 10, and then it worked up to like 30, and now if you look at the Facebook postings, it's up to like 100 people that are coming out.
That's amazing.
To
Helping
this.
the community, health and wellness is very important.
Oh, absolutely. We need that. Yeah, we need that. Me personally.
I personally feel like there's a big battle going on in Rochester. You got all the crazy things that are going on, but then you have all these positive things going on. And somehow it's like it's a big tug of war. And I'm hoping at the end of the day that the good prevails.
I think it's
There's
good.
so many great things going on here in Rochester.
I feel like there are people that are banding together to take their city back.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think anytime you have that type of a counter movement, it's wonderful, it's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
I met a guy a couple weeks ago. His name was Mr. Hood, and he does T-shirts about Rock City, and he's he's a Christian guy and everything. Like just made T-shirts, raise money in the hood. And my name is Mr. Hood. Everybody knows me. I just Mr. Hood. So he was at the Joseph Avenue fair or like health fair or community fair that they had 2 weeks ago. So that was cool.
All right, it sounds like what D. Will is doing. So definitely, hashtag to the whole movement, to everybody that's doing things in Rochester and not worrying about getting paid, but doing it because they actually want to see the community getting better. With that said, hashtag the Champion Academy, hashtag Roland Williams, doing his event with little to no funding and still being able to get that going. So
I seen a picture of that. Who posted it? Ray posted it. And when I looked at that picture, now we know Big Roll is a big dude, real fit still, considering he's been retired for a while. And there's a part of him that was a back angle of him. And he looked older, and I just kept picturing like, man, I can really see this man. I pray to God that he's doing this 20, 30, 40 years from now as an old man and still bringing something back to his community, because you do not see that every day.
Exactly. So that's what it is, man. So hashtag the community, hashtag little to no violence. I looked at our murder rates in the since May 4th, we've had, which is still too much, but we've had a total of 5 homicides in the city of Rochester. For it being summertime and summer usually
I was just thinking about that 2 or 3 minutes ago. I'm like,
we had 2 murders in July, 2 in June, 1 in May.
do you know what the count is for January?
And I'm not sure. I was just looking at the summer.
Because usually the summer is
summer
crazy.
usually when it gets crazy. And out of those 5, I believe 3 of them actually have been solved. People have been arrested, which is even better. So definitely hashtag to everybody that's doing their thing.
Are you really coming up here?
Hey!
Hashtag to we're getting bombarded over here.
Alright, so what I want is I want
Wow, look at her.
extra crispy, mild sauce.
Hashtag Blue Bar and Grill.
Wait a minute. Just came up here to take her order?
I'm sorry, I was taking an order.
Yeah.
At our show?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Order wings, extra crispy.
Are you
mild.
serious? I came up here to get her order?
Hashtag
She's
Blue
special.
Bar and Grill, who just won the award for, what is it, Unique Eats?
Unique
Rochester.
Unique eats.
Would you like anything to eat?
It's delicious.
I'm a little astonished because y'all guys never came in front of our show like this. But that was the show, the Blue Bar and Grill, they customers first, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Even on our show.
Customer service, make sure you come through.
All right, thank you so much,
No,
ladies.
look, Tim just wants to go get more.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Look at you.
Alright, now I need to get you guys to sign a release to agree. Hold on, I gotta get you to sign a release to agree to be on the show.
Oh, yeah, that's
It was live, so.
Hey, you didn't
Yeah.
tell us, you didn't even mention that.
Wait, there's a release.
Me and Julio share you're a half-ass
I
wife.
didn't sign
You're a
just messing with them.
You have which weekend do Is it, hey, whose weekend is it? Wooders or mine?
Well, no, she's exclusive now. She's been claimed.
Are
She's
you?
been claimed.
Hashtag, are you serious?
She's been claimed.
It's done.
She's been claimed. Boom.
All those
Hashtag boom. That's all I gotta say.
Hashtag
I'm not saying
all the
nothing
chain
else.
on here.
I don't gotta say nothing else.
Wow. Well, I'm saying, hey, dude, don't be hiding. It's you. Is it you? All the flowers he bought you, that works?
Yeah, there we go.
He bought you like 3 bouquets at night.
It's a physique, man.
You walking like an old man right now because you hurt your back.
It's a physique.
It's a physique.
This doesn't come natural.
You can't even spell physique.
You're right,
Can you? This is my show.
All right. So,
Take some flowers.
Hold on the same note that you were talking about.
Right.
Rose Williams. I also have
Yeah.
a friend who runs a football program, has been doing so here in the city for the past 4 years, called Changing the Community. So hashtag is CTC.
Okay.
He's gotten about over 50 male college scholarships.
You're not gonna ask her.
Oh, nice.
He does training year round. He takes them on 7-on-7 tournaments out of state to different colleges, and he helps to get them exposed to different college coaches. His name is Greg Hopkins. He has a team, Rajiel Amin, Mike
She
Matthews,
actually want to win?
Hakeem Jameson. They do that with the kids, and they have I want to say over 100 kids in the program. Or 60 something.
Not even Veronica, you sound all nervous. Do you actually want to win?
Oh yes, I do.
She needs on TV. She doesn't care.
Oh, I don't care.
She'll whoop those things down right here.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you.
Chicken wing eating competition.
Hey, thank you for taking her off our hands because that was too much time for our weekends. Thank you.
Hey, when do I get a guest appearance on the show?
Yeah, come on up here.
Gotta
Oh,
be.
yeah, that'll look good.
Do I get to rub your hand?
Yeah, you're right. But if we have her up here, you can definitely come up. This physique is out of physique.
Yeah, it's
It's a physique.
If I take this shirt off,
It's a physique. All right. Sure, we'll go with that.
Let's go to our Facebook call-outs real quick.
Yeah.
We've definitely good to put us on. And how can we find out more information? Are they online? Are they like what's?
They're working on our website right now, but Greg would be more than willing to come down.
All right, yeah, definitely. Anything that's going for the community, I definitely. And I love hearing about stuff that is out there of people actually doing things.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Been right here in the city doing it.
Definitely good stuff. Good stuff.
Hashtag shout out for his Facebook right here to my boy Jose and Ludus and their family that moved down to Florida. We've been, oh my gosh, I missed them dearly. We've been going back and forth showing old pics. That's the kid right there. We've been going back and forth, putting pictures up. Look, that's when they were moving. I rode the little moped. And look, I put the helmet on. I'm drinking water out of a flower plant or a water plant, whatever it is. And we just bug out, have a good time. I missed them a lot because last weekend, what was it, last weekend? Yeah, last weekend had nothing to do. You were busy with the festival.
Mm-hmm.
It was Friday, and I had no plans. And I'm like, damn, usually I have something to do because I didn't plan ahead. I failed to plan. So usually I would have Jose to go to his house and hang out kill some time. And I miss you, brother. I miss you, your wife, and your kids. I hope you guys are having a great time. Make it a great life down in Florida, man. Don't come back, for real. And by the way, for those who don't know who he was, he's the one that filled in for you for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't even know him that well, but he was a cool dude. I like him, and we're Facebook friends now.
And his story is very touching.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely. So definitely, you have somewhere to visit. Tax, and then you have a reason to go on vacation.
Oh, I already have like 1,000 people down in Florida, but that's just another reason to go
Yeah,
back.
that's another reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
What part of Florida are you in?
Orlando, Kissimmee.
Next to Disney?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I want to go to Disney.
I was planning on taking the kids to Jose, can I stay with you?
Yeah, there we go.
We got extra room?
Hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook. And
What's up?
Come talk to you about your
Yeah.
relationship and everything and try to do a business.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I'll make it better.
She gonna go talk to Luther and like, girl, I was not having that stuff with my man or whatever. And she be like, listen, what you need to do with your man is make him romanticize you
Hold
and
on.
take you out, get you some flowers
Hold
and
on.
some diamonds and some dinner.
I am not the manless best friend. And every girl out there has one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I am not that friend that be all in your girl. I wouldn't take that if I were you. I listen and I say, okay, well, what do you think? What do you think the best thing is? Because the thing it's a lose-lose situation. If you tell her, I think that you should just make up, and then he really is doing it wrong or whatever the case may be, then, well, you told me I should go back with him. If you tell them, well, I don't think he's that good, well, they get back together and they're giving you the serious side eye.
Yeah.
So,
This is on the agenda, right?
Usually it's best, I think, relationship-wise, to mind the business. Well, that's what I do. I mind my
be the
business.
ear, not the mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, somebody has relationship issues and want to come talk to me about it. Hey, I'm a relationship expert when it comes down to having those situations and those issues. Come and talk to me. If everything is happy, you want to come talk to me because that's good.
Can I hashtag myself, man? I had an amazing weekend last week with the festival. Had a good time going out. I usually attend the festival when I want to see an artist. There was some artists I wanted to see, nothing that really screened out to me like it did last year. Whatever. I mean, everybody has their opinions. But it was a great event as usual. I went. But last weekend I had my friend, I got married. Ice. Much love to you. He was over my house last night. We listened to some beats. He got married to his lovely wife. They had 2 kids. Bobby Bass was DJing. I was in a dunk tank. My twins turned 13. Now I have all teenagers. On Thursday, the day before the weekend.
Yeah, twins?
Yeah, boy and a girl.
Oh, wow.
This is them right here.
Twin.
And hung out with my boys and everything. Julio was real busy this weekend, so and on a somber, but this is the first time I guess I'm gonna publicly announce it. Yeah. This was my downer, but at the same time it's a blessing.
Makes me feel a lot younger.
My daughter's about to have a child.
So he's a grandfather.
I'm not proud of it because she's young, she's 18, and I wanted her to go more and reach for the stars. You know, that's what you always want for your kids. You want them to go get their career, do things right, period. Just cut to the short. And she knows I'm very disappointed in her, but I'm happy and I pray for her and her baby, and I'm gonna love her and love the baby. But she knows that this is not what I wanted for her. I wanted more for her. She needs to man up and do her thing. And I just want to get closer to her now even more, and her boyfriend. And she's like a cool guy, and I just want to get to know him more and just be there for him because it takes a village to raise a family.
Real talk, I want to expound on it. Can I have a floor?
Yeah, go ahead. I was going to do the same thing too.
So, I was 19 when I had my first kid, and as you can imagine, my mother was very upset and disappointed that I was so young when I had my kid. But
Damn.
I call him the boy, I call him child
She said when I had the kid.
Sometimes, I mix him up with his sister. Hey, you over there?
You got to
Absolutely.
No, I'm not the father. I am not the father.
Clearly, or else that'd be incest.
What?
What?
Oh. I already was shocked.
But whatever.
Those kids would probably be ugly or something. They were cute. I would have to be the father.
Wow. Okay. So go ahead, take it forward.
Anyway, so, when you're in that situation at that point, it does feel like, it's over. But
it's not over, it's just harder.
It is harder.
It's harder. I'm sorry, Leticia, she is an inspiration.
Oh yeah.
She is a huge inspiration. For her to have kids that early and still get to where she's at right now, I can only hope and pray that my daughter still just finds her lane, and just move forward.
And like you said, it's harder, but it's not impossible.
Not at all. Not at all.
And I already told you when we talked about it a few days ago. It was basically, I think now what ends up happening is I want my me time, well that me time is now going to be replaced by the baby time. So before it would have been, I'm going to go do me, I'm going to go worry about me. Now you really can't do that.
I want to publicly.
Leticia is an inspiration for me. I'm a grown woman. I look up to her.
I want to publicly apologize to all my friends and family, people that I've known for a long time, for many years. I never said nothing, but I was looking at y'all like, when every time y'all became grandparents at a young age, because your kids had kids early, I'm looking at y'all like, why are you applauding that? Like, teenage pregnancy is not the answer. It just really isn't, and I still believe that, but I don't want to be that bigot. I don't want to be that hypocrite person. And I see maybe where you're coming from is like, you can't stop it. It happened. But I felt like I did a better job than what the outcome was. And regardless of what it is right now, I just got to be there for her.
I'm going to steal the floor one more time. The first thing I said was I had my son at 19. If anything, it motivated me to do better. So I was in school, I dropped out when I went back to MCC when I started working full time. The company I worked for paid for it. And I just kept going. I finished that in a year. I went to Roberts Wesleyan. I got at one point 33 credit hours in 4 months.
Wow.
I finished that program.
Because you were motivated.
Months because I had kids, and at that point I knew.
I think though, honestly, I don't know you that well. I mean, we're going off of the time that I met you here. I see you as a motivated person, period. I don't know if that was what changed you. I don't know you back then. But you come across as a person that's motivated and will to, do what you gotta do.
To a certain extent, but that was what changed it.
Do you really think that you would have been somewhere else right now if you didn't have kids?
Absolutely.
In a bad way?
I don't think that I would be as motivated to do well. I think that I would probably be a lot more laid back. I wouldn't be as okay, I have to make this step, I have to make this move, I got to do this, and this. Because at this point, it's about the kids, and I have to make sure that they're well taken care of, and I want to be an example for them when they get older.
Absolutely.
And so with that being said, I mean, I had to make those moves. There was no other option.
It really killed me, Ronnie, because I have a lot of conversations, just like Udo has a lot of conversations with his daughter. I admire the relationship because his daughter always comes back saying, mine just, his daughter's been through stuff that my daughter's just going through, and they're not far apart in age at all. And I find his daughter to be much more mature in many different ways. She went to school, she finished, she got her head right, she's doing different things, and I admire his daughter. Number two, like a niece. And I just feel like my daughter should have just waited a little bit longer till she figured out her life and wanted to at least have an idea what you want to do with your life. At least. I ask my daughter all the time, you're graduating in a year or 2 years, you're graduating in a year. What do you want to do? I know when I was young, I knew what I wanted to do. Granted, it hasn't panned out, but at least I wanted to mess with music. My thing has always been music. I want to be a music engineer, producer, whatever it is. Music. Has it panned out? No. Am I still messing with it to this day? Absolutely. But I had goals, I had aspirations. I started having kids. I had my first one at 20, and you had to some kind of way put that to the back burner a little bit and start, okay, I could have been further if I didn't have a family, but it is what it is. I just really hope and pray that my daughter opens up her mind and her eyes the way you did and goes far. That's all.
Yeah. I think your support definitely is going to be instrumental.
Yeah, real quick before you move on from this, just one point. First off, my wife was only 18.
Yes.
And this is what you get 22 years later.
Your wife was 18?
Yeah, 19, sorry, 19.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you're even out. How old were you, Chuck?
Huh? 40.
No.
Not back then, Chuck.
Oh.
Not back then. No, back then. That was young.
I was 20.
That was,
Let's see, how old was that?
Whoa!
But the real point that I wanted to bring out here is what I think you're really missing the broader point. Grandpa?
And that's the one right there that, is the reason why is my daughter was 2 years old before she could understand what I was saying. I was already threatening her.
I threatened my daughter too. I was saying the rest don't work.
And I still normally, when I have conversations with her, I normally put the gun on the counter and point it. Just say, okay, so tell me about your day. How did everything go? But be careful how you answer because I got an itchy trigger finger. But no, I mean, it's just, I think communication is key. Communication is key,
It is.
And it's something that, you
know what I think is
you never
more key?
plan for.
You know, I think what's more key, and this, I'm going to say it. I believe that you had more support on the other side than I had. You have your kid's mother.
Yeah, my daughter's mother, yeah, she's
For granted, not for nothing.
Yeah, I
She's a good support system.
about it.
You can't.
No.
At my end, I mean, I have a different situation where that's, I think, what led to where I'm at right now, where I didn't have that support system.
Yep.
We look at things differently. For argument's sake, that I'm gonna keep it just like that. We just look at things differently, and I think that if things would have been a little bit more different towards sway my way, I think she would have waited longer. Regardless, it is what it is right now, and I have to welcome it.
And like Chuck just pointed out, got a beautiful family. His daughter is, how old is she right now? 21? 22 years old, military girl.
Well, you have that unit.
What's that?
You have that family unit.
Yeah, my wife and I are still married.
That's what I'm talking about. And you both work together.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to have separated parents to work together. It's very unheard of.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
It's very unheard of because the mom's gonna start doing one thing and the dad's gonna do one thing, and depending on who's right, regardless, I mean, the parent, now, who's stuck in the middle is the child, going back and forth, and who do I listen to? I want to please them both, but I'm doing this and doing that. And so you're stuck in a situation where I'm at right now, so.
And I could be,
It's a lot of wisdom you have there.
yeah, and I could be on the whole.
I was just gonna say, it doesn't change the fact
That could be a whole other topic there, that I think we can definitely talk about. We all
I'll be a grandfather.
There we go. So that's the point.
And I'm the youngest
Right there.
person over here. Ronnie's the oldest.
So actually,
My ex-husband and I, it took a while, but you know, we finally got to that point where we can co-parent effectively. We actually
It's very important.
We went out for coffee the other day, because
God bless you.
yeah, we did because
That's
you know,
good.
I can't say I can do the same.
I had some concerns and I wanted
Well,
to
that's
talk to him about
that's
some stuff
different.
with the kids, and you know, he was open to it. We went out, we talked, we hashed everything out. He bought my coffee and we left, and we were, you know,
But it's about the kids.
It's about the kids.
And I think with you, definitely, like I said, we're going to talk about this in another segment, but I think with you, the little difference is your kids are relatively still young, right? Because your kids are what, 6 and 8? Or
6 and 9, yeah.
6 and 9. So they're relatively young. I think with me, my son is 14, that's my youngest, so it's a little bit easier
Yeah, you
for
don't want
me
teenagers
to
like that.
directly communicate with him, but still hopefully have that in the background. But it's different strokes with different folks, and I think
As they get older, it's like now you're not dealing with like little kids, right? You're dealing with individuals where you can actually hold a conversation with.
Yeah.
Now I talk to my kids instead of talking to their mother about doing this and doing that. Now, as long as I do my part, that's all I can hope and pray for.
I have conversations with my kids now at 6
Oh,
and
yeah,
9.
absolutely.
You know,
I've been doing that.
That's how young.
But now, as they're older at that age, now they become more independent. They're thinking for themselves. And
Yeah.
It makes it easier. It makes it easier as they get older, you know, to have that trust and to have that relationship and being able to talk. If you don't ever talk, then, you know, it's crazy. So definitely, we're going to bring that back on another show. Real quick, for the 5th annual.
They got deep for us.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's what happens when somebody says they're going to be a grandpa. On Real Talk 360.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
When that baby comes, forget
I promise I will bring a. Matter of fact, I promise I will bring the child
Yeah, you
here.
gotta bring the baby.
I will bring the baby here. I will bring the baby here. When the baby's a few weeks old after being out, I will bring the baby up
So,
here.
absolutely.
Look at that, you did a good.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just hit all that up.
Did all that.
Oh, I got this.
You did.
But definitely.
Well, can you
45th
retouch out of all those
annual-
things? Definitely hit the last one.
Well, yeah, I want to hit on a few of them real quick, but I definitely just real quick want to start from the top all the way down because we already hit on some of them, but go a little bit deeper. But the festival, Puerto Rican Festival. Obviously, for those that watch the show know, I'm one of the board members, board of directors for the Puerto Rican Festival, volunteer coordinator. And for people that are out there on the outside looking in, you have no idea the amount of work that it takes to put together a festival of this magnitude. From Thursday evening until Sunday night, I was there. I would say literally, not only myself, but everybody else that's on the board with me. We were there a minimum of about 32 hours in one weekend. I worked harder there than I do at my job that I get paid for. And we don't get paid. We don't get paid to do this volunteer work. And here goes the wings.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I probably have one, might as well. They're
Yeah, they're there.
But,
Thank you, lady.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
the festival went on without a hitch, without a problem. We're talking about 20,000 plus people in attendance. We're talking about alcohol being served, mostly beer and wine. We're talking about people from all walks of life, young and old, coming out to celebrate. Not one incident, not one, mark my 0 incidents at the festival site. Once again, 0 arrests happened at the festival, around the festival. It's funny because then Monday, which I give the media a little bit more respect this year than I have in previous years.
I've seen that.
Because the media did a better job of making sure that they talked about the two being unrelated.
Yeah.
The Puerto Rican Festival's over here and the after effects are over there. So that was good. But the one thing I take back from the media is the fact that there were many arrests on the Park Ave Fest. Many arrests. I actually know this firsthand. Plenty of arrests that took place at the Park Ave Fest over the weekend, but yet the media chose not to talk about that at all.
Ever.
So that was kind of hypocritical on the media's part, but you know what? All you can do is sensationalize what you like to sensationalize, and you want to make sure you get ratings, and you want people to comment on
That's all of it is, perpetuating stereotypes.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that you get your Facebook postings and everybody calls for the end of the festival. But it's funny because, and I think Chuck did a great job of pointing that out on Facebook, it's really no different than what happens when a Buffalo Bills game is over. People honk their horns when they're happy. The Bills don't win enough to have people leave their happy. But when they do win, people leave there happy. They beat their horns. She smacked me with chicken wing live on TV. I guess she's a Bills fan. I'm sorry.
I'm not a Bills fan.
I've never seen it in my life.
But seriously,
I'm trying to.
it's no different. It's no different. People are celebrating. People are celebrating their team. They're celebrating. They're waving the Bills flags.
But let's talk about when the Bills aren't celebrating. When the Bills aren't celebrating, they get rowdy. They are.
Oh, they get rowdy and they get arrested. But even then, I just want to leave it on this note. Even then, amongst all the chaos, amongst all the craziness, one person was arrested out of all of that supposed chaos. So it kind of makes me think, how much of that chaos is really chaos? Because if it was really chaotic and if they were breaking the law, there would have been more than one arrest, because the city of Rochester loves to arrest people. We know this. Doesn't matter what color, what race, they love to arrest people. And they only arrested one person, which leads me to believe, because I didn't partake in none of those festivities, that it really wasn't that bad, and I think the media is sensationalizing it, and I think that the people out there are making it bigger than what it really is. So do me a favor, find something else to do, because the festival will be back next year, 46th annual Puerto Rican Festival. We'll be back next year, and you know what, we need to figure out a way to make this a little bit better as far as the after activities. But that really has nothing to do with what we're doing at the festival site. To have 20,000 plus people and 0 incidents says a lot about the people that are putting it together, and even more about the people that are attending the festival.
Let me chime in on that real quick. Julio, you've been here since, what, 18? Something like that?
73?
Yeah, I mean, you were a young teenager. Yeah. I've been here all my life, and I know what it is. I know the difference. I went to the Puerto Rican Festival. It was a week long at Brown Square. We went every year. I don't think I missed a festival for many years. And I stopped going one time. I just stopped going. I just stopped going for many years. After I had some performers of mine, kind of producer, go up, and I just stopped going. I have my own reasons, and I stopped going. I went for the first time in many years, 5 years ago, and I had an amazing time. I see people I haven't seen in a while, and mind you, I see everybody all the time, but it was just good to go out and see the festivities and enjoy the acts, and I go out mainly for the acts. I can see the people all the time. But what I didn't like the next Monday morning was those medium black eyes. And
which I know you talked about it when Orlando was here.
Yeah, so that's something that inspired me. It burned me inside, man. It burned me. I'm at work, and I was working for Iberia at that time, and I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm like, I can't believe this, because I was there. I was there the whole time. Matter of fact, I was the one of the reps for the Domino tournament for Albergos, and I hung out 24/7 pretty much the whole time, from like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, all the way to the end, all 3 days. And I'm like, I didn't see any of this that they were talking about in the media. So it inspired me to write something called No More Black Eyes. Maybe Chuck, I'll share it with you. Maybe you can post it up with Udicci. I wrote something so inspiring that I shared it with my media, my email contacts with Chad and Vera. I had like a whole bunch. They shared it, and they shared it, and they shared it. And this is before Facebook was big, like major. So it got around so big, and people really were inspired by what I said, that it called the people at arms to get together and like, you know what, you're right. You know what I mean? The media should not dictate and make us look like animals out there. Because honestly, that's how I felt. As a Latino, as a Puerto Rican man here in Rochester, I felt like people were treating us like animals. Yeah. And granted, some of us are animals, but not just Puerto Ricans. You got white animals, you got black animals, you got Haitian animals, you got people, you got good people, you got bad people. Yes. Okay? That's the fact. That is a fact. But those bad people do not define the rest of the rest of the good people in any culture whatsoever. And
to piggyback off of that, where is the media coverage on these movements that we're talking about out here? Where's the media coverage?
No, because any news bad news is good news for them. That's how they get their ratings. They want to attack, the cultural people and make us look bad. So I took a personal attack to that, and I just had to respond to
We ain't
it.
gonna get up on that celery later. It wasn't the best idea.
Are you really talking about food here?
Here we are, what we're eating.
Hope you guys get heartburn.
But
Anyways, I honestly, the festival is a great event. It's an awesome event, and it's a lot of hard work. Julio, I called Julio Friday night. I was the first, and I said, "How's your feet?"
And I told you I was in my winner race.
Cause
It's a hard event, but it's so much fun, and that's the thing that I really want.
But you put some sketches. He put some nice.
Well, yeah, I was going to wear my uptown.
You got to.
I was
got
going
to,
to
man.
uptowns.
I know how to work events, man. You get into a bliss.
I was telling my wife that when I saw you on Friday, I said, I think that's the most frazzled, like wore out that I've seen Julio in so long. You're just like so focused on every thousand.
And that's what it is. That's what it is.
He's had parties at the house next door to you with a whole bunch of people, and he's still.
Yeah. But this time he's like,
Oh, he was on point.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
way,
hashtag to you, man. Good job.
Yeah.
First year. That was his first year at the Puerto Rican Festival, and I think you did an excellent job, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Well, we're looking forward to it next year. So I'll be reaching out to volunteers. So that's believe
Good job to the whole boys.
Absolutely. We talked about Rolling. Rolling kicked off the academy. Make sure you support. It's going through next Friday. Registration is still taking place through tomorrow. So if you see, and I posted this on Facebook, you see any badass kids between the ages of at least, I would say between 12 and 11, 12 up to 18. You see them chilling on the street corners, drag them and take them down to Charlotte High School and get them signed up. They need to be off the streets. They need to be there doing something with their lives. Because if not, things are going to keep on going the way they're going. And that's pretty much it with that. We talked about everything else.
Go back one. Sorry. Hashtag Blue Barn Grill. They won the WHEC Rochester Rocks Award up against Espada. Is that Cure?
Yeah, Cure, which is another restaurant for the kitchen cocktails.
And Good Luck.
And Good Luck, which Good Luck.
I've never heard of Good Luck.
Yeah, I've been to Good Luck many times.
Like I'm like the little kid in the
But you
corner. Like,
really go anywhere.
Their shishi food.
I do go up,
You go like to you know where the Jamaican restaurant is at?
yeah, but I like those little spots in the corner. Like,
No, but this is-
those are the best places.
this is one of those-
those little hidden secrets.
No, you know what? This is a secret. You don't know about it.
No, obviously you all do. No, listen, hashtag the Pepper Potts over there on Gregory Street. I love your Jamaican food.
No, I gotta go check it out. But no, but Good Luck is a real nice restaurant.
Yeah.
It's very welcoming. It's a beautiful place. It's right behind the village gate.
And next to the barrel?
Not next to the barrel, no.
Okay.
He knows where the barrel is.
Johnny showed me
that goes to show what type
Hashtag Johnny, that's you,
He
man.
knows where the barrel is, but he don't know what Good Luck is. But anyway, Good Luck came about, the name came about because when the owners opened it up, they told him, good luck, because you're probably not going to make it. So he chose to name the restaurant Good Luck. And it's been around. And it's been around.
What do they specialize in as far as food?
It's
it bar food?
It's more like a tapas, but to a whole other level.
Yeah.
To a whole other level. But they have a whole bunch of good food, different beers. But definitely, regardless of the fact, I don't care how good, they didn't have enough luck to beat Blue Barn Grill. So with that said, Blue Barn Grill.
That's where we at. Blue Barn Grill.
I'm gonna keep it real. These wings are better than Distillery. Like seriously.
Oh, this is overrated. I mean, they got some good stuff, but I mean, some of the best wings are over in what's the place on Monroe?
Jeremiah?
Jeremiah's got some good wings.
Yeah.
Distillery, I like Distillery.
I like their wings. I like Distillery.
Jeremiah got some good ass wings.
about them.
And I heard Acme has
Are you
it.
building one over there in Gates? I thought I saw a building that said Jeremiah that was under construction over
Right
there
here.
by Wimpy.
They're open. They've been open.
Oh yeah, right there, right there.
They've been open.
You know the name Jeremiah?
Yeah, they've been open. Don't mind.
I don't know.
All right, yep. So, let's skip over that, I guess. Because, I mean,
No, the hell with that. Well, who's your favorite interviews? We're going to talk real quick about our favorite guests that we've had on the show. And has it been 6 months, really? Because Julio said something on the email.
The first time, our first show was February 20th. So
March,
end of this month.
July, August.
End of this month.
Wow.
You guys started
A couple weeks
You
later.
guys started a couple weeks later.
Wow, we're approaching 6 months, just like that. And they don't even care, they're just killing wings. I'm really excited that we've been doing this. Like, I haven't missed a show.
Right.
Only on vacation though.
and I'll be on vacation in another month and a
Next
half.
time we need to Skype them in.
Let me tell you something. My job gives me 5 weeks of vacation time. Guess what I do with those 5 weeks? Vacations. That's the point. Of
All right.
Vacation time.
So
favorite
I'm gonna
guest.
lead off with that.
My favorite guest has to be, honestly, and it's been a lot, man. There's been a lot I can't take away from everybody, man. But I have to say, Roland. I have to say Roland, and the reason why I say Roland is for one, you know, he's someone that I've known for so many years. And it's not because he's a Super Bowl champion, because we've had champions. To me, what Udicci has done is bigger than what Roland did.
Absolutely.
Not to take anything away from Roland, but to be able to survive where she survived, stay there, thrive, and now be going for city court judge, that's, you know, that takes a lot for her to be able to
I
do
totally
that.
want to write her biography.
So Roland,
You can't even spell.
Roland, the thing about Roland is the fact that,
He's talking. He's talking.
Sorry.
Roland, the thing about Roland is the fact that even after all this time, the passion that he brings, when he came in here, he was so passionate. He was so driven.
I had to ask you afterwards, was he drinking? Because he's so high.
No, and he was like,
no, he's just,
he don't drink
that's
like
how
that.
confused about
He
it.
don't drink like that. He wasn't drinking that day, but it was definitely just the passion that he has, the determination that he has, and he doesn't have to. Doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to do it.
And he's like that everywhere he goes.
I bet you
Doesn't
go
matter-
to 100 cities
Where
that
he
will
goes.
support him 1,000%. And he decides to come back.
And I give it to him as well because he's still doing it.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't get the money that he needed to get, he's still doing it. So
Still gonna make that
I would say definitely he was, but I mean, we've had so many.
Who's yours?
Willie Mongoose.
Okay.
He was.
Willie's one of my favorite, but I think Jose's story probably is one.
And that's and he came
Well, can we let the lady?
I appreciate that.
I'm just saying,
I
you
always
know?
get talked over when there's not women.
I just say, cause I want my turn too.
Sure.
Wow.
So
Just lick the whole plate with all that sauce. Go
I
ahead.
want to, but
I wasn't talking
I'm
to
on
you.
air.
This ain't all yours. Go ahead. And you flip the wing over there, a little bone hit the
It's
wall.
going down. These wings.
You know that bone stuck in your little hair right here, right?
No, let's just start talking.
Her
It's
mom,
not
right?
gonna let you talk.
Willie Mongoose.
Mongoose.
Mongoose. Sorry.
And Mongoose.
He was just such
Not
a
Mongoose, and Mongoose.
He was such a humble spirit. The fact that he could do what he's done because he's another champ, and just still be the coolest person. I actually saw him out one time with some of his boys at the Cheesecake Factory. He was so nice, and he actually got up and danced to Billie Jean. And he is a good dancer. Like he can do Mike like none
Well,
other.
he's 6'2", so.
He is. You know, we took video of him, and you know, he was a lot of fun. And anytime I've been around him, his spirit has just been so positive. So
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, he's my favorite. And his family, I gotta give a shout out. He just got married. His
Absolutely.
wife, she's nice. Their kids are so well behaved, well mannered. They were actually here playing with my kids, running around one day. So that's nice.
Brit Rat.
Brit Rat
I
Monroe.
can't call her. I did the mistake to call her yesterday. I'm like, Miss Lawrence. Oh, my bad. Not Miss Lawrence. Mrs. Monroe. Mrs. Monroe. I'm like, get your name tag switched because now it's no longer Mrs. Lawrence. Ms. Lawrence. Now it's Mrs. Monroe. So
So is it my turn?
yes, your turn now, Chad. Who's your favorite guy? Who's your favorite one?
Honestly, each and every one of them. Each and every one of them is the reason why I come back and do this show. I'm glad that we have these moments where we don't have a special guest so we can talk about current events and have these moments, but I love listening to other people's stories. When I read books, I read autobiographies. But if I had to pick one person,
You gotta pick one person.
I want my man right over there. I would pick Jose. Because his life was taken from him we're talking about inches.
Yeah.
And he survived all that. And to come back and tell the story, he didn't even know we were going to do that. And to still be bringing up to tell his story about almost practically being murdered, him and his brother-in-law. I mean, I heard the story the first time, and let me tell you, I had to tell him to stop because when I heard the story this time, that was the third time I heard it, and the first two times just had me and goosebumps. I respect and I love all of our guests. They're very inspiring. Again, another reason why I love doing this show. Inspiration is my motto. I love to be inspired. I want to inspire. If I can inspire one person to be great in my life, then I did my job.
Exactly.
But Jose, my brother, who inspired me just to he got shot, 6-7 times?
Yeah.
And still was able to come back and tell that story. And has a handicap now, has a family, just moved down to Florida, and has a great outlook in life. I mean,
He's so
every
positive.
time. And he's very humble, extremely humble.
Yeah.
And that was my favorite guest, and I love you, brother, and I pray for you guys all the time.
Yeah, but I would have to say that definitely watching that, because I wasn't here obviously, but I got to sit. I was sitting, I remember, in the living room at my brother's house out in Riverview, Florida, and I was able to tune in because we were getting ready to go out, but we hadn't gone out yet. That was the 3rd of July, which was we were going out to the club to celebrate my birthday. But I got some time to just sit there and watch, and that was the first time.
Have you watched the whole thing?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing. Yeah. I sat down, watched the whole thing, and that was the first time I was able to hear his story.
You know what's
And
funny?
I was sitting there. My nieces and nephews were there. My sister-in-law was there. They were listening because I had it up loud, and they were like, "Wow!" Like everybody was.
I've known him for a while, and we were hanging out.
So.
And I never knew he had a lip. Because he tries to hide it sometimes when he's around different people he doesn't know. When he goes to the bar, he would just stand still. You won't see him walk. One day, we just had, when I was going out with my ex, she's very close to his wife. And we are like a couple's night at my house. And I made fun of him. I'm like, why you lipping? You ain't half-stepping or something? And I didn't know the story. I didn't know what happened. And, they know I'm jokes like that. They know I didn't mean anything by it. But they proceeded to tell me the story. And I was like this. I couldn't even apologize because the story was it had me so in awe that I had to hug him. When they were done with the story, I had to hug him.
No, absolutely.
So many blessings to you guys.
Yeah, shout out to him, but shout out to everybody that we've had. Magdiel, Tontag, Matias, we had Peggy on Carbonell, we had Tati Castro, we've had Q on here. I know Henry Rivera, even though he was part of your show, he was still here.
The group,
we had Lastasio.
Yes,
yep. I just mentioned, Peggy. So everybody that we've had, Willie Monroe, definitely. And Willie Monroe is funny because right now, Willie Monroe got back on Friday from his honeymoon, right? They went on a 2-week honeymoon. They took my advice, went on the parasailing.
Congratulations.
They did the parasailing, they did the jet skiing and everything, so they loved it. But I'm with them at the Puerto Rican Festival. We're chilling or whatever, we're talking. So he's like, yeah, I just got back yesterday. Had to come over here and get me some food. And he's like, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm like, where you going? Are you ready to train for a fight? He's like, no. While I was in Florida, I got contacted about a movie. I'm an actor now. I'm going to star in a movie. So I'm like, are you serious? So hashtag add actor to his resume. And then I'm like, so what's the movie about? He's like, you know what? I don't know, but I do know that it's gonna be, I got 3 lines, at least 3 lines. So I'm like, all right. Then he goes ahead and he posts on his Facebook page when he got there. He's like, okay, so I'm gonna give y'all an update. This is what's going on. So I'm starring with Forrest Whitaker, Tyrese, Jake Gyllenhaal, Victor Ortiz. It's a boxing movie that they're filming called, what's the name of the boxing movie? I forgot the name of it. But they're filming this boxing movie. This is supposed to be like the biggest boxing movie that's coming up besides the Tyson movie that Jamie Foxx is going to be playing Tyson in. This is going to be, he's actually playing Tyrese's best friend in the movie. So he's taking pictures. Today he actually posted something where he was online and he had his makeup director and they doing hair and makeup and everything, getting ready to go shoot. So he's shooting until, I believe, tomorrow, and he'll be back home this weekend.
Nice.
So definitely shouts out to him and everything that he's doing. None of it is by luck, none of it is by chance. It's all through hard work. So shouts out to you, my brother. Definitely keep doing your thing.
What the damn heels?
So even when we don't have a guest, we still run out of time. All right, we still
There's plenty to talk about.
have enough time because we still have a lot of stuff to talk about. We had Tinder. We had Tinder. What happened?
I got you till 9:20.
Okay, so
we're gonna
let's talk real quick.
Okay.
Pet peeves. Ronnie, smoochingfrogs.com. Veronica Ronnie Dash posted earlier today on the Facebook page. Would awkward laugh,
Terrible laugh.
a terrible laugh, be a deal breaker? I commented that, yeah,
it has to be a pretty bad laugh.
It could be, but if she's a beautiful woman, I might be willing to accept it. I just wouldn't make her laugh as much.
I was gonna say though, what if she's a beautiful girl, you're out in public, and she's like,
I would never make her laugh. I'm sorry.
yo, you kidding me? Right there in public, at a dinner.
You know what I thought about? I thought about Kevin Hart. When Kevin Hart was from, I went to her dad's house and her dad laughed the same way. I don't know if you guys have seen it from Laughing Behind.
No.
You gotta watch. I posted a picture on my comment.
Oh.
That was from where it's from. You gotta watch it. It's hilarious because he had one of those laughs where he's like, and then he has it with.
I have an uncle who laughed, who has that.
Yeah, he doesn't
laugh.
after all that, but hell laughing like
As long as you don't got some crazy loud laugh that I'm like, oh, hey, shut the hell up. Like you're okay, I'm not making no more jokes tonight. If it's, I mean,
look, put it like this. You're on a date, right? Let's say you're on a couple's date. So it's like 6 of us. Right? You bring her for the first time. If the people on that date with you laugh more at her laugh than your joke, is that a problem?
if the people that
are laughing laugh more at her laugh than at your joke.
yeah, that's a problem.
And that's what I think.
That's a damn problem.
I think it's.
I can't bring her around my friends.
I think it's a
I'm
problem,
like, baby,
but it depends, like you said, on the person. Like, I was talking to this guy, man, he had a Fran Drescher laugh, and it threw me off. It threw me
No,
off.
hold on. What does that mean? And please demonstrate, display it.
You know, and he would be mid-sentence and bust out with that. He'd be like, I would say something, and he'd be like, whoa, I wasn't ready. Hashtag, I wasn't ready.
Hashtag pineapples.
Pineapple.
Stop! But
What if they had an Eddie Murphy laugh?
no. If it's Eddie Murphy,
I think I could do it, Eddie Murphy, but Fran Drescher
A girl, though.
SpongeBob. Oh,
A girl laugh like that. A guy.
that's up to y'all.
My uncles had the funniest laugh. God rest one of my uncles, but my other, they both had the same laugh. I can't even imitate it. They have this one laugh that you just have to laugh with them. I don't care if it's according to what they're laughing at, the way they laugh. It's just like I gotta laugh with you. I'm laughing with you now.
yeah. What if it's a laugh, and then it just always ended with like a fart or something?
Have you ever laughed so funny you farted?
Yeah, I've done it, but I mean,
I laughed so hard that I lost breath. I went.
you almost did right now.
I'm doing
You
that.
almost did right now. But I mean, if that was like consistent to the point where you don't want to make me laugh because you know I'm a fart and we're in a social setting. I mean, if you do it, you're doing it to embarrass me. But let's say this is your girl.
You sound like you're speaking from
This is your
experience.
girl. This is your girl.
Right, you
What
come
would
in.
you do?
You are.
You had a girl that used to fart when she
No,
laughed?
no. Oh, hell no. I never had a funny laugh for her. To be honest with you, that's why I said what I said.
Oh no, actually, I think the funniest
I
laugh.
saw it in the notification. I gotta go back to it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I posted. I posted exactly the way I felt. But so is it a deal breaker for you or no?
It depends on how far we are along, how much I like the
There has to be a lot of good things going on for that one thing to not outweigh it.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, there are so many shallow things that you could pull out and say, okay, I don't want to be with.
What if that was the first date though?
Ooh.
First date.
First date. That would happen.
Because I feel like nobody holds a laugh back that long. Because in my experience, I'm gonna tell you some things. I like to make a girl laugh. That is my thing. That's why I go from a 6 to a freaking 50. Because I like to make girls laugh. I like to make people laugh. Period.
Women love men with a sense of humor.
No doubt. So if you come across with a fake, with this crazy laugh, I might be like, I gotta go on bake some cookies or something and
See, the way my time is set up.
I gotta call the bank to call the check and call the I gotta do a whole bunch of stuff.
If it is very annoying, quite possibly. If I'm really into it though, I just won't make her laugh too much. Just saying, that's the rich.
Oh, I have heard that one.
Yeah,
I have heard that one.
It's like,
Did he bring that show here to Rochester?
Yeah.
I saw that.
So definitely a deal breaker for me. And I said it before. A pet peeve for me is, and I'm gonna make sure I clarify this when I say this, but it's dirty sneakers. And what I mean by dirty sneakers is not work sneakers. It's not like you went to work. I'm talking about I am actually gonna go on a date with this guy, and you decide to wear sneakers, and they're raggedy or they're dirty as hell. That to me is a deal breaker. It's a pet peeve. And I've been that way since I was probably about 14 years old. I actually turned a girl away when I was 14 years old because she had a pair of Jordans on, that were scraggly as hell. I was like, no, because if you can't take care of a pair of sneakers, you're a woman, you're a girl. If you can't take care of a pair of sneakers, what you mean you got a pair of Jordans on?
They're probably hand-me-downs or
No, look, let me tell you something. You see these Jordans right here? You see these Jordans? Guess how many years I've owned these Jordans?
I know.
No, guess how many years I've owned these Jordans?
I know, they're the old ones, I know.
No, I know, but how many
They're
years do you think I've
brand
owned them?
Maybe like 15 years?
No, not 15 years. I've owned them, they came back out in 2007.
Oh, they're the re-release.
2007, they came back out. I've owned this pair since 2007, I've worn them since 2007. They look like I bought them just recently.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I don't wear sneakers here. Ever since you wear that,
I don't even look at
I don't care.
To me, that shows me
I don't
how
care.
your car is.
What about her
how your
shoes right
house
there? What
is.
about those sneakers?
And it could be,
What
but
about
those are work sneakers. I can't comment on that because she's
Oh!
and they still look good.
He called her,
February,
he called them worse
And
than
they still look good. And they still look good. But she's up there with food,
My
with
daughter has a pair of
balls,
those.
soda drops. So I'm talking about I'm gonna go on a date. I want to be comfortable with
Yeah, I'm
sneakers.
gonna do that on a date. No.
Actually, if a girl brings a
But
sneaker,
my
it better be some sunny shit.
For the most part, I don't wear sneakers, but when I do, you know, I don't care what they look like. But I'm not going on a date with them. That's different.
Got you. All right. So, but that's
You
just me
gotta live with
personally.
sneakers.
That's just me personally.
I understand that.
Another thing would be a car. You know, if I go to pick you up, or you come to pick me up, let's say, you know, she came to pick me up, and I get into your car, and the back seat looks like somebody died back there or something. That to me is an extension of
Let me
your
ask you
home.
something. Let me ask you something. What if the girl was hanging out with you? I was walking, let's say the canal, and she reached over there and spit.
No problem. No problem.
It would have bothered her if she
No
spit,
problem whatsoever.
but her sneakers are jacked
She
up.
could burp. She could burp. No problem whatsoever. As long as she don't do
What if
it
y'all was
all the
walking?
time.
What if y'all was walking? She would just went, just let it out. Bad one.
That might-
And then on top of that, spit.
That's a deal breaker.
Fart is spit.
No, the fart is a deal breaker. The spit.
But she feels comfortable with you.
No,
Obviously, she
I don't
likes you
give
as
a-
a fart.
I don't give a damn how comfortable
And
she is
she's
with me.
fine. She's a 9.
I don't care. There's a 10 out there.
I'll be honest with you. Like,
No.
while
No, I'm sorry.
I would say I'm not as.
What if J-Lo farted?
I'm not as girly as most
I will
girls.
probably-
I couldn't let one out.
Let's not talk about J-Lo.
Hold on. What if you was walking with
That's
J-Lo?
like
and you
me
guys,
asking-
listen.
that's like me asking you.
No, real talk. This is real talk. Because you never know. Life plays funny games, funny ways.
So I'm
Life
with
plays out.
J-Lo, the J-Lo.
The
I'm not even-
J-Lo.
I don't know though, man.
Because J-Lo can do whatever she wants. She knows you still love her because she knows that she's J-Lo. What if you're hanging out with her? She's like, oh, I'm sorry, that was me, my bad.
I would still probably be like,
And it
"Yeah, you
smells like
nasty."
that.
I would still probably be like, you nasty. And gag a little bit, walk away, and be like, yo, let me know when that smell.
And then
Run
what?
away, and then come right back.
And then come right back. Why can't you do that with a regular girl?
Because a regular girl ain't J-Lo. Why you not bringing up names for a regular girl when you could bring up J-Lo's name? She's not regular. What I'm talking about? Double standard, hell yeah. Double standard.
You know what? I want a real woman. A real woman be like, you know what? I just let it out. So what? What happens? We're human beings. So what? Because honestly, I want a girl that made me feel like comfortable where I can fart.
Whoa.
There we go.
If I can fart and you can fart, let's just fart.
I think,
Can we not fart?
I think,
Hashtag let's
I
fart.
think once we come to the point, and I don't know where.
Oh, you know, just hold it in, your stomach hurt all day. And when you get home, you see that little video where the lady was in the office? She goes to the building, she goes on like 20 flights, and she runs into the office, and she's freaking out, and she goes into the office, closes the door, she lets this huge one out, turns around, and her boss is right there like, what the hell? Like, why would you hold that? Just let it go. If you would have let it go outside, you would have never had that.
So, hold on, let's take a woman's take on that. You
Do you
are
fart
in the
from
car
that?
dating, you're in the car dating, and on the second or third date,
See,
you
me,
ask
that doesn't
one
count. That doesn't count.
That's one brick.
No, not me. Not me. Because me, I'm cool with that. You need to pick someone else.
Okay.
Because me, I laugh at you. I laugh at you.
I wouldn't do it.
I laugh. I'll make a joke out of it.
This is the
And
part.
you know what? To make you feel better, I fart. Because that's the kind of person that I am. I will not allow women to feel uncomfortable with me. You'll feel uncomfortable. Hold on 1 second. And I'll do it with you. But let's say there's this one guy you want to impress and you fart in front of him. What happens?
I'd be embarrassed for like 5 seconds, but I get over it. However,
You would turn as red as your lipstick.
I would be embarrassed, but I get over it. The thing is, though, I'm not with it. Oh.
That's the. Oh, I seen that one. You seen that one?
I'm not with it. I will go to the bathroom outside. I'm not gonna do it in front of you, and that's ever. years and years and years. She never farted in front of him. The one time she did it was in her sleep, and she was mortified.
How would she know she was sleeping?
It woke her up.
How do you know? She's like, what the happened here?
You know what's funny is I got dogs. I've had my dogs for over 10 years, and there's times I hear them fart, and I look over like, you bastard. But they don't listen to me. They wake up because like, what the hell was that? You know, you scream out your ass, and you're like, it wakes them up. I'm like, how does a fart wake you up like that?
Yeah, so I think fart's a deal breaker. I mean, if we've been together for a long time and you do it, I'm not gonna freaking go ahead and throw away all those
I used to
years.
Dutch oven my baby mama all the time.
You know, I'm not gonna do that.
My kid's mother, I used to put the pillows over her,
Oh,
the
that's
blanket,
terrible.
Dutch oven. Get ready, it's going down.
So, alright, so
Well, you gotta be 100%
let's
comfortable
move on
with
because
this.
I don't wanna keep talking about farts all night.
Just saying. Hashtag just saying.
So I just wanna.
Hashtag whip that ass.
I just want to say that, you know, I want to conclude our pet peeve last conversation
Yes.
with a confession. I'm a cackler.
You're
A what?
I'm a cackler.
What is
I
that?
need to hear what that sounds like.
Yeah, seriously, what is that?
Alright.
Really like that? Like a normal
If it's
Sound like
really,
freaking
I
Jim
mean,
Carrey's
this is
nightmare.
me. Sometimes it's a low cackle.
Okay.
But I mean, it has to be funny. Like, it has to catch me off surprise funny because I try to not do that. But like, if it catches me off guard.
What if he was going to do it? He's laughing so hard. He goes,
Oh my God, that's the what do they call it? The rehab show. What's it called? Where you intervention? That's the intervention.
Are you
The
serious?
dude, well, it's not a laugh. It was actually a cry. The guy brought his father on there to do an intervention, and
How does
it's
it work?
funny.
Walk it off.
I'm sure you can pull it up on YouTube. His dad's like. I mean, the face,
That sounds like
the
someone
way
dying.
it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Gotta pull it up. But yeah, I'm a cackler.
That's bad. So I mean,
Whoa!
the whole thing with the cackling, I think, you know, if it was me personally, I just wouldn't make you laugh that much, and we'll be all right.
I like to laugh. I make myself laugh. So
I make a
you
boy
can
laugh.
Well, let me tell you something. So obviously, we haven't made you laugh that hard because we've never heard the cackling from you.
Whoa.
Except when we just did it right now, joking around. So we're clearly not funny people. That's what I take from that.
My boss, she was literally like where my old boss, where my office was in the call center, and where she was when you had to go through the lobby, she could download, she could hear me when I laughed.
Okay. So yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm not that superficial. Because even the sneakers thing, I'm not gonna be like, oh wait.
This is a deal breaker. You turn somebody away.
Wait. But like on the first date, I might think about it. And then I'm gonna take other variables as well. I'm not gonna just take that. But then if you bring something out, then it's like, all right, you know what? It's not gonna work out for me because I'm 39 years old. There's no.
Yeah, there is sneakers on the first date.
I've been through enough in this world. I've been there, done it, seen it, whatever, plenty of times. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like for lack of a better term, my shit don't stink. I'm going to be realistic, but at the same time, if I go in the sneakers this way, yeah, I don't know about that anymore.
I can't do the slippers.
But yeah, I'm gonna take that into consideration, you know. But if I got the dirty sneakers, a dirty car, go to the house is dirty, then yeah, absolutely.
No, deal breaker.
I'm done. I can't do it.
Hashtag have your shit together.
Yeah, have your shit together. So
Buddha has
So
high
let me ask you
standards.
this question: what if she's working 50 hours a week? Has
No.
I'm very.
Ask the
You know what? Then I'm gonna say
She
this.
got her thing
I'm gonna
together.
say this. If that's the case, then she's probably never home. So that means she doesn't have as much time to dirty stuff.
That means she don't got time for you either.
But that's probably possibly the case. But we're not talking about that.
Why would you date a girl that doesn't have time for herself, let alone you?
What I'm saying is,
That ain't going nowhere.
I live by myself. My daughter lives with me, but she's out all the time, working, going to school, whatever it may be. At my house,
How do I schedule the video?
I can't leave my house without making my bed. And I didn't grow up in an environment that I was taught to do this. It wasn't like, because I was young, my dad was like, mira, go make your bed. No, that was the complete opposite. We didn't even have sheets to make beds with.
Have you read this book?
So that, you know what I'm saying?
I have not.
So as far as that's concerned, It wasn't because I grew up like this. It's because now that I have control over my stuff, I need to be that way. You know, and if I'm leaving the house and there's 4 dishes in the sink, even though I got about 20 minutes to get to work, I got 3 minutes to do those
He
dishes.
knows what it is to be on this side of the fence. Now he's on this one, so he appreciates this side of the fence. So
Yeah, and that's, to me, anybody, regardless, don't get me wrong, yeah, of course, there's gonna be days where you're like, you know what, I just got home from work, I'm tired,
Oh, I
I'm not
do
feeling
that.
any of this. That's perfectly fine. But if you work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, when you don't have time to do anything like that, that's a problem.
I'm the one woman that works 7 days a week.
Yeah, so
That's
that's,
Kid Fitzgerald. You don't got time for me.
yeah, in a situation like that,
I ain't
yeah,
going
that's
nowhere.
true. That's true.
We got like about a little bit more than 5 minutes left. Let's run down the last minutes here. Java sticks tongue out and Jeter then hits him with a
Did you see
pitch.
that? Last night,
I did not
10th
see that.
Last night, 10th
But you
inning.
know I'm gonna YouTube that.
Last night, 10th inning, Jeter's up to plate. Jeter does the ceremony.
And for those who don't know, Java Chamberlain used to be with the Yankees. When he first started, was a phenom, but then went way down.
Yeah, he went down. The alcohol had a lot to do with it. But he basically, they were playing last night. He actually plays for Detroit now, and which Mike, your team sucks. But
Oh, we missed you, Mike.
Oh, we missed you,
Hashtag we
Mike.
missed you.
Oh no, they're holding it down tonight. That's
No, they're doing a great job. Seamless.
No interruption, no issues. I'm proud of you guys. Mike, you're doing good. But Mike, we missed you.
Mike, you can stay in Detroit. We no longer need you, buddy.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't
I
say
don't
that.
know.
I did not
I
say
don't
that.
know what the heck's
You
going
say
on
that?
with your girls'
I didn't say
bowels.
that.
I don't want to
say that.
about your girls' bowels.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, I don't need to know that.
Like really, like
I don't need to know
TMI.
that.
Wait, what? Are we friends on Facebook?
If you are, you'll see us still about girls' bowels. But anyway.
Danny, let's see the fight.
No, hold on, real quick though.
The pitch.
Jeter tipped his hat to Java. Java stuck his tongue out, and the very next pitch hit Jeter.
Okay,
But the
real
thing
quick.
about it
How
was,
did he stick his tongue out though? Was it like a little funny
He was
thing?
but it was funny. It was funny.
What I do it?
No, I'm not doing it again.
Oh man,
I know it's on YouTube. Just see
It was funny. And it was something where Jeter and him talked about it. There was no issue. That wasn't a big deal. Danny Garcia fight. What's up with Danny Garcia? Do you know anything about the Danny Garcia fight?
I don't know what's going on. He's fighting soon against who?
Dude, do you know anything that is going on in this world
I know
outside of
he's
the
good,
box?
and I like him.
like
But
stuff.
I didn't know that he was fighting soon.
He's fighting tomorrow. No, Saturday. Saturday he's fighting in Brooklyn.
A word? He's the one that you went to go see in Puerto Rico.
But he's fighting a bum. So after you almost got beat by a dude in your island, you come back and you fight a bum for no championship. Danny Garcia, you lost a little bit of respect.
Okay, we got less than 4 minutes. I want to go on to Wilson Ed's career as a New York
Star
Giant.
running back, rookie,
Now, he's 23 years old.
23 years old.
Had to end his career because he caught a spinal injury, right?
Yeah, he had a spinal injury,
Yeah.
had his neck surgically
The
replaced.
doctors told him,
He told there was a chance, and then he came in against
Called a hit.
the Bills, got hit, got a stinger, and they told him the Giants were like,
23
when
years
they
old.
retired. They were like, you have no
listen man,
choice.
not for nothing,
Retired.
Mr. Wilson, whoever you are, I don't follow your team, but not for nothing. You had better odds of winning the lottery than making
Let me
pro
tell you
sports.
something real quick.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah, right.
You have better odds of winning the lottery than making it as a professional athlete in the pro sport era. So congratulations for that, for making it. At least your dream came true. Life after that is up to you, man.
Don't say anything about his girlfriend's vows.
Are you really still on that?
What was it, man?
This man lost his career over a spinal and you only got some bout it.
I saw it on ESPN.
What are you
It's very
doing?
sad, but he's in good spirit.
Absolutely. The man went to the NFL, played in ESN.
He said he lived his dream.
Absolutely.
Hey, hold on, real quick, real quick.
I mean, I didn't look at
Real quick. No,
You
real
been in
quick.
the NFL? I haven't been in the
No,
NFL.
real quick. Before he went and he did his retirement, he posted, at age 8, I told my dad I wanted to play football in the NFL. At this point in my life, I've done that. Even blessed to be drafted in the first round, broken set records, scored touchdowns, and all that follows. It's a great feeling to live out a dream. Unfortunately, that has been paused, but I'm blessed that I'm able to walk away from this game healthy and still able to be me with no restrictions, pain, or struggle. And so all I ask is please don't be sorry for me. Don't pity me. That's just one chapter. Life goes on, and I'm glad I got to live. This is
Not for nothing. My boy Mental Hall did the same thing without injury. He just felt like, you know what? I'm lucky I've gotten this far without injury. I've done what I came and done what I wanted to do. Rashad Mendenhall played for the Steelers, then he went out to Arizona Cardinals. And he decided one day last season, just got up and quit. He said, you know what, there's other things I want to do and pursue in my life. Now that I'm young, now that I'm healthy, I don't want to be at the point where I'm like 40, 50 years old and I have problems. I mean, the guy played in the Super Bowl. I mean,
once you get to the point where that's...
And I'm glad that we're seeing more of that.
And I'm going to say one thing too is, judging by his post on Instagram, Mr. Wilson's a very smart man. Because he didn't misspell out one word, actually used the punctuation marks where he should have. So he actually went to college and learned something. So he'll be a lot better off than most of these folks.
Hey now.
We're down to less than a minute.
Willie
Shout out to the
Mercedes
Mercedes. Pretty girl promotions throw down at the Armory August 23rd.
August 23rd. So next
week, Marcus Hall will be
there. My goal is to have Mercedes and some of the boxers
there we go.
Here next Thursday. So stay tuned.
Next week.
We're going to make that happen. One way or the other, she's going to be here. So we'll definitely talk about that.
Girls boxing?
Before you guys sign off, I'm just going to do a quick thing. Next Thursday, we're actually doing a thing called Frustrate Us. It's going to be...
Doing what?
Frustrate Us. It's just frustrate us. The whole idea is it's humbling frustration. It's trying to figure out how to get over frustration in community relationships and business and your families and how to get through
That's
it.
simple.
It's a happy hour. It's a happy hour event from 4 to 7 out here at Blue.
No, it's happy hour.
Yeah, and what this really is, we want to invite everybody who's been a part of Udicci.TV back for just a happy hour time, and we're going to be doing a much more loose kind of happy hour kind of event. It's next Thursday, and it actually acts as a kickoff to a Take One campaign that we're going to be doing with Lexington and some other stuff leading into our in September, mid-September, we're going to be doing
Next week though?
Yeah, it kicks off next Thursday.
I like how you guys in the loop of this.
Well, if you watch Facebook, I
The only one that doesn't know once again is Tag.
And Tag was Tag.
Tag, don't you know my job is so demanding.
What this all is a kickoff, if you will.
Tag scored 18 points on Words with Friends.
I do that all day. I do that when I'm sitting in the toilet, when I'm in bed or whatever.
Go ahead, Chuck.
So what this all is, it's actually the very beginning kickoff. We should be actually releasing our alpha release of our software. It's the kickoff of all the community development that we're doing, leading into September when we're going to be announcing with Lexington a new check cash program to take on the check cashers. And then we're creating the payday lending to take on the predatory lending. So this is all part of the community kickoff, and we're going to start it next week.
So that's next week. So everybody that's watching, make sure you come down Blue Bar and Grill, 4 to 7 p.m.
I'm sure we can talk to Jerry to provide some pizzas.
Yeah, we're going to have stuff.
I would have said Chuck handle that since he's got the event. See how Tag comes in?
Yeah.
Give me that
Pizza.
I don't know why
Yeah. So make sure you guys come down. Know what the whole movement is about. Frustrate us. Come down. If you don't know, you'll find out. So make sure you come through. Real quick, Romeo. I call him Romeo. Big shouts out to you, Romeo, for doing your thing, for providing the driving.
My boy Romeo
of the artists.
He loves that job.
And real quick, but I'm gonna say one thing is being. One of the fruits of our labor is being able to take pictures and hang out. Man, Tito Nieves has been in this business 40 years. He did his thing, but he was the humblest dude I've ever met in this
Not for
business.
nothing, I noticed that over the pictures.
No joke.
Nothing like last year.
Let me tell you something. Grupo Mania, I have never seen a group perform as hard as these dudes performed. My man freestyled the last 20 minutes of his show. He actually turned around and looked at all the sponsor signs and put all of it into a freestyle in Spanish, merengue style.
Did you record it?
And did his thing. Yeah, I recorded some of it.
Nice.
Shouts out to Domingo Quiñones, another one who actually was there when Grupo Mania was performing. Now, most artists, mind you,
they come and go.
They've been around for years. He was there watching the next performer's show. The other performers, Grupo Mania, actually freestyled and put him into it. It was just freaking ridiculous. Toby Love, he's out. I've met him before. He was cool. But I want to say one thing. The reason why reggaeton is dead, and I'm going to say reggaeton is dead, is because Zion Lennox, even though I know that they were part of the festival and everything was great, to me are the epitome of why reggaeton is dead.
Divas.
Because they haven't been around that many years. We're talking about Tito Nieves, who's been around 40 years. These dudes have been around maybe 8 years. They have some great songs. They show up, they're DJ, them too. They don't want to associate with nobody. They don't want to talk to nobody. Might take one picture if you're lucky. They are background, they want to leave. But these artists that have been around for 40 years, actually, Domingo Quiñones said, he was like, I will stay here till 6 o'clock in the morning if they're willing to stay so I can sign everybody's autograph, so I can take a picture with everybody that's here right now. I want to make sure they all have the same attention. Tito Nieves did the
My
same
heart was
thing.
broken last year.
I was like,
With one of my favorite artists of all time, who I thought was one of us, Juan Vlade. And I talked to Orlando. Like, yo, I just want a quick picture. 3 fucking seconds, okay? And the man had the whole board doing a chain, a man chain, and doing this with the. That was crazy, and it broke my heart as a fan. And I've been a fan of his since I was little.
So I'm speaking right now as a fan, not as a board member. Zion Lennox and a lot of your reggaetoneros, that's the reason why your genre is dying and it's dying quickly, and nobody wants to even see it anymore. They might want to hear it, but they don't want to see it anymore, and it's because of cats like you that don't appreciate it, take the time. You want to get the money.
Hashtag we said that.
So that's what it is, and that was me speaking on as a fan.
Okay. I got more fans than you do.
And then, yeah, but definitely shouts out to Romeo. He did his thing. Shouts out to everybody that made everything possible. And shouts out to us.
Hashtag Ronnie Dasher.
SmoochingFrogs.com.
You want her little breastplate over there.
No. And Lexington was there at the festival as well. So shouts out to Lexington for having their presence felt at the 45th Annual Puerto Rican Festival. Udicci.
Hashtag Udicci all day.
Things great.
And Mike, we miss you, man. I don't care what he said over
No,
here.
I miss
but
you.
I got 4 people over here that miss you. I don't know about him.
I miss
but
you.
I miss you. You wasn't here today. You weren't here. So I know how much it hurts to not have you. But not for nothing. Chuck and Tim did everything today. No interruptions.
With that said,
Good.
Thanks for coming out.
Good
God
night.
bless.
And good luck.
Good luck.